ready. Got everything ready on YouTube. Post the stream notification on my server, and I will post it in the creator showcase as well.
Oh yeah, good idea, good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something that I don't
I
like
know, you
about
gotta go
YouTube
to the
stream links is that like the
arrow and then
thumbnail is different size for YouTube for some reason. For the streams on YouTube.
Wait, are they different size? I never noticed.
In the what's it called? In the embed, it cuts off like the edges.
I see.
All right, well, welcome to the stream, everybody. We with the subscribe and earn drops to Duolingo. What?
Oh yeah, I saw that. You could get some jobs to Duolingo.
Okay.
Shameless plug.
All right. Well, I think we're still waiting on Angel, but that's fine because, I mean, we need to give some people some time to pile in anyway. Pile into the stream. Yo, what up? Who need bag? I could probably get some background music playing now that I think about it.
Yo, Joe's got the whole setup over there, bro. He's ready.
Oh yeah,
I see you over there.
Nice work, Joe. I gotta get myself a green screen like you have.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Okay. All right.
Hey man, it works.
Why don't I just get like a Destiny like chill mix, like tower music? Yep. Just get this playing.
Yo, what's good?
Get started.
I sent Misery, Agent 1. Who else am I missing?
Let me know if that's not enough of an increase.
Like asking for my
Put it up a little higher. Or if I'm too high, let me know that too.
Oh, you're too high. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Boys,
No.
what's good?
Too early.
Surely one of the creators on this panel spent $200 a week on this game, right? Probably value, probably.
Not a week. Not
Me, you mean?
$200 a week total. I probably hit it up to 200 total. I mean, I'm pretty sure like buying every single top up is enough to get to 200, right?
Oh, for sure.
I'm not sure, man.
$100, the $50, the $20.
Yeah. If you're buying from the store, it
10,
should be about
5.
200 for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
it's
got
Angel, bro.
What's it called? I've got the wolf skin, so that's like 220 at least, right?
She right.
All right, I got some echo over here with this. There we go.
So I've got a number of different. If I can open up Notepad, yeah, I've got a number of different topics pulled up.
I convinced him. Yeah, you did. Lise.
Yeah, I can go ahead and post some of the topics that I've got prepared at the GC.
We probably don't need to do this, but should we go through introductions? I think most people who are sub to
most people
us are sub to like each other here, but
yeah.
Also, I send out the collabs for everyone on Twitch, I think.
Yeah. With that,
I clicked it, but it didn't work because apparently I gotta be on Chrome to do it.
You want me to resend it?
That's crazy.
Oh no, yeah, it just told me to get Chrome if I want to do the collab.
It's in your Twitch dashboard.
You have to be on
you
like,
have to be on like
manager.
Chrome, yeah.
Yeah, it's not letting me set it. We probably should have done this beforehand. I didn't.
Difficulties, chat. Apologies.
Yeah,
professional streamers, everyone.
Yep, professional streamers.
This is what Netties has to deal with.
This is what Netties has to deal.
Yep. But feel free to add any topics that you guys have prepared or thought up that I haven't listed in the GC.
Alright, let me see.
And this isn't in any particular order either that I put it out. We can do it however. So if we get to the end of one topic, then we can move on to whichever other topic works.
What's good, handsome Sammy?
¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien, ¿y tú? That's all I got. Don't push
my
it.
Breakfast yet either.
So wait, the chat's already combined now?
Yeah, on Twitch.
Yeah, I combined them.
I think you might need
Play
the
2
collab
Production
payment.
said, I don't know anyone here but Fyrus, so probably would be good to do some introductions. Personally, I don't really feel like that I need much of an introduction. But, I mean, I'm not like that in my head that I think that anybody playing Destiny Rising would know who I am, so...
Oh my gosh, is that Agent?
Well, let's just go from top left to top right from my perspective. So Joe, why don't you lead us off? Yep. Alright, well, yep, I'm Fyrus. I'm sure most people who clicked onto the stream probably know me, but if you don't know me, I've been making Destiny Rising content since the beta. I've been very, very passionate about this game, and I have also not shied away from criticism since day one. In fact, my very first video was a video criticizing the monetization of the beta. And since then, launch came around and I just grinded away, put out a lot of videos, and there's, here we are today. And, a little bit of extra background for those of you who don't know, I've been playing Destiny since slightly before the Taken King came out. I actually started, I think, before, a week before they made the announcement of that DLC.
Okay.
So, long-time Destiny player, been on and off. Sometimes due to hardware, sometimes due to hard times. And, I love this game. Alright, G-Shun, you're up next.
What's good, boys? My name's the G-Shun. I'm a D1 vet. Started the game probably the day of it came out. Figured out the game was a thing a week before and decided to try this content thing out. But I've been having a blast. I do the kind of the same stuff, a bunch of guides and things. I'm probably the most washed Shifting Gates player already. Everyone in the chat already likes to clown me on it, so we know you elites. But yeah, much love to all you guys inviting me out onto this. I'm looking forward to it, building up the community for everyone and all that good stuff. I think that's
Sweet.
you, Misery.
I was like, am I next? What's up?
Main, by the way.
I'm an old man. No, I actually started content creation for Diablo Immortal. Still actually cover that game. That's the game I came from.
Yeah, you're actually going to have a little bit of some extra insight onto some other stuff that NetEase has got their hands into.
I was wondering if that was going to come up, but yeah, I do.
Almost definitely.
Almost
Like pretty
definitely.
much as soon as I heard about your history, I knew that you would be like an amazing addition to this podcast.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yep.
But yeah, so Destiny, I covered Diablo Immortal for going on 3 years. I found out Destiny Rising was a thing because I got the notification on my phone that it was now live. I heard of the game in general, but didn't know it was actually coming out that quickly. And then I played D2. I'm kind of a Destiny baby as well. I covered D2, or played D2 was like in, I guess, high school technically, or early college. Like when it first came out, whatever that first expansion was the raid that I did. But outside of that, yeah, loving the game. The community is awesome. I've been very open that I do not know it all, nor do I claim to know it all, but I'm happy to learn it as a group. The community's been fantastic in that aspect.
All right, Angel, you're up.
All right, yeah, I'll go by the name of One Wing Angel. You know, I'm fairly new in the Destiny content creation scene, but I'm well established content creator in the spaces of like the kart racing. I am a #1 player in the world in Disney Speedstorm. I'm climbing up the leaderboard to Sonic Cross Worlds. I'm a leaderboard climber, and I'm climbing the leaderboard in Destiny Rising too. So whatever game I touch, I'm a pretty good player in it. Nonetheless, I've been a Destiny player since Destiny Alpha. I'm a Twitch partner, YouTube partner, Kick partner. And yeah, I'm just, you know, ready to talk about this game and the state of it and what, you know, changes we would like to see to actually see the game progress and in a better atmosphere.
He just might see alone. There, that should be better.
All right, Oda.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I am Automaton. For those of you who aren't familiar with me or don't know me, I am a Destiny 1 alpha veteran from the PlayStation 3 days, actually.
Oh, wow.
So I've been around, just to date myself, I have been around a long time in the franchise. I've got over, I think, 4,000 or 5,000 hours in the game in Destiny as a whole, not counting Destiny Rising. So definitely got a lot of experience with the genre and with the game and the franchise. I've been a Twitch partner for years. I've been a YouTube partner as of 3-4 days ago, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, nice.
And I've been thank you. And I've been a content creator on and off. The channel is 10 years old this year, so just to give an idea of how long I've been around. It started with anime content and some song parodies and things of that nature, and slowly evolved over the ages, and now we're here. So my content lately has focused a lot on trying to elevate the community voices and really get your all's opinions on things and engage with the community as much as possible to try to hopefully get some recognition of some of our issues. So yeah, looking forward to this talk very much so.
All right, and I guess that just leaves me. But my name is unknown. I've been playing since Destiny, the beta, I think. It wasn't really the alpha, it was the beta. I kind of got into it just because there wasn't any other games out on the PS4 at the time. That's literally the reason that I ended up downloading the beta. But I just kind of ended up falling in love with the series, and I started making videos on it when Destiny 2 actually came out. So I've been making Destiny content for a while with D2, minus like a year or two break. And so when I saw Destiny Rising was actually announced, I was definitely interested in it. I didn't really make much content like before the actual release, but with the release I actually started making a lot more videos, and the sort of videos that I make are like guides and also build type videos. You know, I'm big into builds in D2. That's kind of like the main thing I did over there, so I kind of brought that over here as well, and that's pretty much it.
All right, well, that's about everybody here.
Yo, I forgot to mention with my racing experience, I'm coming for everybody in a Sparrow racing event. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's if you can beat the cheaters. So they actually did remove a bunch of people from the leaderboards, but it seems like the only criteria was that they removed anybody who had a lower than 2-minute time.
Nice.
Oh,
So,
nice.
So,
Yeah.
funny enough, they actually fixed the problems last night. And I know this because Ryan and I were doing some testing. Ryan went over to APAC to test out some stuff there. And then in the process of him testing over there, I got on here and was like, I'm going to test on this side. And as soon as I logged on, people were trying to cheat and kept getting kicked from the match. So,
Hey.
yep.
Hey,
So it was like one
nice.
of those things. Yep. It was really good. I was happy to see it. I didn't actually suffer any of the cheaters at all because it was already
Yeah,
fixed by the time I got on.
Yeah, I just completely decided to not participate until they fix it. I mean, it sounds like it's good that they like at least put out some kind of hot fix for it. I don't really know if it's gonna be even possible to get like in the top 50 anymore because like, is it even possible to get like a sub 205 or something like that, or a sub 210 without? Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be real tough.
All right.
Yeah, so my best time was maybe 218, 217. I think Ryan's best time was maybe 216, 215.
Okay. Yeah.
And
So.
yeah, and I've seen a 210 and I don't know how they did it, but
All right.
I've seen a 210 that was legit, and that's the fastest I've seen. So anything
Okay.
below 210 is probably
So
Yeah.
just a lock.
all those 1 minute runs are
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what
So
you're
all the
saying is
1
my
minute
best
runs are
time of
bad.
240 is terrible.
All right.
I mean.
Damn.
Well, you got to remember when we're talking about Ryan, we're talking about the numbers wizard, right? Ryan sat down and got stats for like literally every single sparrow and broke it down. Here's the best sparrow for the best map. Here's where the turning radius is. Like we have all of that stats in a spreadsheet, right? So when I'm looking to figure out which one I'm running on a map, I'm like, hey Ryan, which one am I using here? And usually I've got a pretty good he's got a pretty good idea of what needs to be done. So
So, all right, let's move on. I mean, I feel like we've done enough for talking about the Sparrow Racing event, just because it was a little bit relevant. So, out of all the topics that I listed out, anybody have anything that they think would be good to start out first? Again, it was like no particular order, so. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So,
okay with that. Yeah.
yeah, obviously, starting out, we've got probably one of the most noticeable issues that has been occurring in Destiny Rising, and that has to do with the player base drop off and subsequently the viewer base drop off.
Amen. Amen.
Yep. I mean, I'm pretty sure anybody making content related to Destiny Rising who isn't named Ascross is noticing the very, very steep drop off in viewership from even like the first couple weeks of season 1. And by very steep, I mean like it's close to 70% or more. Yeah. 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 Yeah, but it's still flat. Yeah, it's still flat completely.
What do
And
you
some of
what do
that
you
is
guys think?
predictable. Some of it's
Sorry, go
predictable
ahead,
with
Misery.
like any new game when it comes out is going to get that massive spike in the beginning and the hype, and
Oh.
then it's going to fall off. So like,
Oh, yeah.
it's the concerning part, which I think we're all agreeing on, is like where is it stabilizing? Like where is that new baseline?
Yeah.
And I was surprised. I did a video covering the first, I guess it was 3 weeks, technically not the first month coverage of or like revenue earnings. And I also I had a contract where I covered, what was it? Warcraft Rumble. So that was another not Blizzard, excuse me, but Activision game. And it actually earned more than Destiny Rising in the first month, by almost 4 million, which I was very surprised by, because that game was similar to Destiny Rising in the sense of like how free to play friendly it was, or in the article that I was covering was maybe too generous.
Hello? There we
But
go.
it is
Sorry, guys.
interesting the baseline being a lot lower than what I would have thought, because the game as an entity is fantastic. Like, at a baseline, like the game is incredibly polished, but it does have some growth opportunities for sure.
Absolutely.
Thanks for calling that out, Reaper. That would have sucked for me.
What do you guys think that NetEase could do on their end?
Would have
to, like,
ruined my
help,
recording.
like, especially smaller creators? Like, should they be feeding out more sponsorships to the bigger creators so that more people are, like, hooked on the game and stuff? Because it kind of, at least to me, kind of feels like there was that first wave of people that saw the game and hopped in. But now, since I'm not at least seeing as much of an ad push on their end for getting like even when they had the phase members doing the collab and stuff, there's not as many new eyes on the game and stuff, which I think if they got some folks in with bigger numbers, they could keep growing that new audience, which is just better for the game overall.
I think they need to make a decision on the path they want to take. Like, are you promoting to
100%.
gacha players, or are you promoting to Destiny players? Because they need to decide on one or the other, because mixing the two isn't going to make for a good promotion effort.
I was going
Yeah,
to say
I
the
feel like most of the
exact
time-
same
oh.
thing.
No, you go.
So you guys don't think that combining both the Destiny player base and the gacha player base is a good thing?
I think they hate each other, honestly.
It
No,
just doesn't
well,
make
hold on.
sense.
So to be fair, I don't think that combining them is necessarily a bad thing. They do run kind of counterintuitive with some mechanics, right? But the issue is that they're clutching pearls when it comes to some of the gacha mechanics, some of the heavier gacha mechanics, like really restricting mats and resources and slow power progression and grind. But they're advertising to the shooter crowd, right?
Yeah.
So the issue we have here is they're trying to sell chocolate to a diabetic. It's not a great idea. It's really not.
You're trying
I
to,
did think that they gotta be just trying to reach out to more actual gacha creators. I feel like
Yes.
every single sponsorship like deal that they done, it's by the Destiny players, which they already kind of had. They didn't really need to go after Destiny players or mobile shooter guys, which there is some overlap right there. They could definitely get some of the mobile shooter guys, but we have not seen a lot of big gacha creators getting to any Destiny Rising or putting any like Destiny Rising videos out there.
Yeah,
at
other
all.
than Imtash, I haven't seen any gacha creators that even remotely gave this game a glance, and that's sad.
and I think the only reason he gave it a glance is because he has obvious Destiny history before he switched to Genshin.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Imtash was basically a gimme because this is, and I'm not saying anything negative about him, of course, but this is a game that was practically designed for him. Like it's kind of obvious that he's gonna play it. But
Is the best
problem
strategy to push content creators, or is it to push other advertisement revenue?
Personally, I feel like
opportunities.
the best strategy is just to make the game super good, and that way you just have people talking about the game, because the best advertisement is a satisfied customer.
Yep.
Agreed.
Word of mouth. But the other thing that I think they could do that would more than even marketing at this point, that would massively improve things is they've got to be more vocal. They have got to start getting in front of things and talking about, hey, we're looking at this, or hey, we hear this. Like, they cannot just ignore every single piece of criticism, and maybe they're not ignoring it. I don't think they are. Maybe I'm naive, but I like to believe that they're at least considering all of this stuff we're putting out in the public space, and we're all the conversations we're facilitating. But they have got to do a better job about communicating to us that they are aware, so we can shut up and move on to other things.
I mean, to be fair, they did talk about the leaderboards for Eclipse, even though it was post Eclipse finishing when they finally did make their statement. They still haven't said anything about Sparrow Racing. They put the patch out, but they haven't said anything about it, any plans or what.
Yeah.
And beyond that, I mean, talking a bit more about like the audience and stuff, this game just straight up won't or doesn't appeal to the main gacha user base. I mean, just to be frank,
At least
it's
not until the
anime.
helhest swimsuit comes out in a couple.
Well, I know it's not anime.
Like Azakra said, we need that Marasov swimsuit outfit. and then we'll start getting some players.
Yo, so I'm not really like diverse in the gacha market, but is that really what the catch is for the gacha games? Is
It,
that-
it is.
Yeah, pretty much, bro. Pretty much.
Oh,
I tell you what,
Anime waifus.
Go play some ZZZ real quick, and then
Corrupt my mind, aren't you?
Gooner bait, man, Gooner bait. I do love ZZZ though, just to clarify. I'm not a hater.
Someone in
Well,
chat
another-
said we need these first descendant skins.
I'm just saying I wouldn't be opposed to a maid outfit for Gwen. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I said
Well,
gothic.
Another thing that at least some people have mentioned to me is that there's not really any systems in play that people can whale on that if they want to
Exactly.
whale on.
Yeah,
You know what I
the
mean?
monetization
Like,
wise, they missed the mark. There's like
Yeah,
not really
well-
much cosmetic wise. They're releasing weapon
Yeah.
skins very slowly.
Yeah,
Right.
because
And
I'd like to
again-
hear your guys' opinion on this. Because, like, for example, I came from Summoner's War, which is a big gacha game as well, and they would have things where there not only would there just be a lot of like renewable packages that you could buy, kind of like the bundles in our game, but they would be like a, you know, almost a non-stop limit that you could whale into, which would actually help contribute into, like, I guess our version of artifacts in that game. But they would also have a lot of incentives for like different like skins and things of that nature for the collectors that really care about those kinds of things. Collectors and stuff would be able to whale on those things as well. And I just kind of want to know what your guys' opinion on, like, do you think it would help the game if there was more systems that could allow people to whale if they want to, or do you think that would drive away the more free-to-play friendly crowd?
I feel like it
here's-
would try to drive away free to play friendly, or even like the low spender crowd, regardless, just because they're gonna be like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I'm stuck here in this stage of progression, and Mr. Moneybags over here got every single character maxed out.
Yeah, it's definitely a slippery slope, and I feel like we saw it in the beta with how the black market ran during the beta, where you could just infinitely refresh the entire store and purchase everything you needed to max out leaderboards instantaneously. People weren't happy about it, and they changed it in the full version. So it's a weird slippery slope where if you start giving people the resources to just buy ascendant, or I mean, the exotic clusters, like, we're gonna see some issues probably.
Absolutely.
Well, like, there's a few different strategies they could do. So, like, again, I came from Diablo Immortal, which is heavy pay-to-win options. You can literally just dump a whole credit card and cap it to get enough power and just be infinitely stronger than anyone else. Or there's like Call of Duty Mobile, where you literally, it's more skill-based, but there's a plethora of different tiers of like cosmetics you can buy, and people still drop $300 on a pull just to get that, like, you know, really fancy skin.
Yeah,
I think either way, they just, I think it was your original point, Nova. They just had to pick what they want to do and then just commit to that strategy.
I mean, if they wanted
I
to,
feel like going cosmetic only is going to be the best route for monetization
I
going
agree.
forward.
they want to take a route
from.
from Bungie, just start charging people for some fancy ass emblems, and they'll start making some real bank off emblems.
So here's the real problem that we have here. Like, because it's not as black and white as I'd like it to be, but the problem is a situation of identity. I think we need more whaling options, but the real question is, how is that, like, the I guess we have to look at the root of why it's not in there, right? And the reason that there's not more whaling options is because they want this game to hardcore appeal to the audiences that are not gacha players.
Yeah.
But they want the gacha players to cost. So they want gacha player money, but they don't want gacha player uncaps. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
They want they're putting restrictions in that aim to make it fair, because they don't know what they want the game to be, and that's a huge problem. It's the reason that I made that entire video where I said, here's what I do, right? Because they have to pick a side. They can't keep straddling the line. And if they continue to, it's only going to get worse, because right now Destiny 2 is in horrible shape. I mean, it's the peak cap, and I'm not even trying to hate on the game. I've put probably, oh god, not even counting the hours. I every single time there was a season launch, I would put $100 to $200 in for cash shop items, right? Every single
Damn.
time. Oh yeah. I was a big spender over there. I bought the
Do you think
game
that's
on
part of the issue?
Do what?
Do you think that's part of the issue? Is that because D2 is in such a bad state, it's impacting
Yes.
Destiny Rising now?
Oh, definitely.
Like the
Oh, yeah,
like,
for sure.
what I'm
remember
getting
that
at.
70% drop in viewership that I talked about before? That maps directly onto Destiny 2 according to a recent sweat tickle.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, right? Because the thing is, this is the other thing. It's turned into a situation where the D2 creators nowadays, a lot of them are just saying, if you don't like it, leave.
How's it
Stop
going,
coming in
Jordy?
and complaining. And I can
Welcome
get
to
it.
the stream,
It's
buddy.
got a grate on you when you've got. But when you tell people to go somewhere else and then they go somewhere else, it's a ripple effect. That's what happens, you know? That's why as a creator, one of my things is I'm going to try to elevate even the voices I don't agree with as much as possible, because there's different perspectives on it. But in order to actually like bring this back, Destiny Rising has to somewhat separate itself from Destiny 2. They have to. The name is not doing them any favors anymore.
Right.
And
Agreed.
you know, the first route to that, they have to pick an identity. If they want to be a looter shooter, be a looter shooter. But you have to commit to it.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion, but
No, I'm pretty sure everyone here agrees that there has to be a point where they have to go after just one audience instead of trying to tackle on just two very different types of audience that don't really. Neither of the audiences are actually getting what they want.
Yeah, and they put themselves in a weird place because basically everyone I've talked to has either said one of two things. They've either said, "What the hell is Destiny Rising? I didn't even know there was a new Destiny game," or B, "I'm never touching a gacha game. I just hate the monetization system. I love like the game looks fun, but I'm not touching it because I don't think the monetization system is good."
So we've talked a lot about like, you know, I think we all agree that there's an identity problem. What identity do we think is best for the game and the community based off what we currently
Looter
have?
shooter, 100%.
Yeah, I feel like we're all gonna say that because we all don't like the
80% or more
gacha
of-
system.
Yeah, 80% or more of this audience is Destiny players. Whether they're like Destiny players and gacha players, but predominantly like they're Destiny players or previous Destiny players.
Yeah. And that's the thing,
So
like
here was
they've
my
made
suggestion.
Bungie has shown that Destiny is a profitable series, and you've made almost a better Destiny than Destiny currently is. So you could definitely some way make it profitable without making it a horrible gacha system.
Right.
And what's going wrong? Somebody asked in chat too, and I'm not fully aware because I haven't played Destiny 2 in probably 9 years. What is wrong with Destiny 2? Like, what is?
Oh
all the
God,
They-
where to start?
I'll
That's a
speedrun
whole
you.
separate video.
That's a
created-
very long discussion.
Yeah,
I'll
I-
try
I
to
like-
summarize.
high level.
They
Alright.
they
Go ahead.
created this thing called the portal that basically takes every activity and puts it into one thing, and they made gear for that portal called portal gear, and that is pretty much everything that drops. They lowered the power grind to like +1. Now I think it's up to +3 or 4 light per drop, and then they reset everybody back down to 10 light, and the cap was 450 for a while. Now it's up to 550. So it just the gameplay's monotonous. 90% of stuff is basically sunset, because if it's not in the portal, you can't get power gear from it. So that's the real problem. Is they basically did a soft reset, and people are just not pleased.
Also made everything way too fucking difficult.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
they did.
activities are no longer.
I just literally can't, like, if I want to grind for power and gear, I can't play with my wife anymore. Like, she just, like, going into a grandmaster with my wife, like, it's not happening. I want to play Destiny and I want to feel strong. I want to feel badass. I don't want to have to struggle and fucking sweat my ass off for like 20 minutes straight every play session. Anyways, back to her. I think we should.
minus 90 for a +1.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Yep. And they just put mandatory deltas into place starting
Oh,
next
yeah.
week. So, that's
So-
basically they've made it difficult. That's all.
Well, it's
Yeah.
more than that, but
I mean, even the big
you
content
know,
creators
if
are
we're
taking
gonna be
breaks.
talking about all the issues, we'd be here all day.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a good segue into the next topic, the poor material income / high material cost in Destiny
Oof.
Rising.
That's
I
a big
just
one.
want to see mythic quality materials and basic loot pools. Just make it like a fucking 2% drop chance or something. Anyway, I can sit there and start grinding.
Yeah, they gotta rethink the pinnacle system.
100%.
I've said it multiple times. There are so if you look at other gacha games, there are say 100% items, right? 80% of those are grindable through, you know, you could use your quote unquote pinnacle energy over there, but you have the ability to gain more pinnacle energy. And 80% of them are grindable. So the only things that really aren't are like the high end talent tree and stuff like that items that you can get 3-4 times a week. Well, they have 20% of the materials grindable in this game without pinnacle, and the other 80 are behind the pinnacle wall. And then in addition to the 80 being behind the pinnacle wall, we get 50% of the pinnacle energy that other games offer, because other games will give you, 240? It's one every 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're getting less. There's more locked behind the walls, and the sources for things are varied. Like if you want to level a weapon in Wuthering Waves, you go to the playlist that drop items for weapons, and they generally drop 90% of the items you need to level that weapon. But if you want to level a character in Destiny, Destiny Rising, well, now you've got to start with Sheafs if you don't have them, so you got to go to Legacy, and then you've got to go into Chaos in order to get your fruits, and then you've got to go into, you got to go into Calamity Ops and wait 14 days to get some of your clusters, but you need 18 of them to finish. I mean, it's just, they need to take another pass at where things come from, how often you can get them, and how grindy they are, as well as the energy system.
I might have a hot take, so please check me. Is it
I
because?
would love to hear it.
So no, I'm going to start this hot take with I don't think that what we have is good, right? I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but is it because there isn't a clear end game, and they're concerned that we can just rush and be done with the game, right? So like right now, if we had more ability of getting more resources, are you just maxing out a character, and then what are you doing? Do you think that's their concern, or is it truly just a system that we need more to level up more?
I think it might just be like they don't.
That is a bit of a concern.
I think,
Yeah.
And somebody else want to go first?
yeah, I think they just don't understand like the Destiny player's mindset. Like, I want to just have the high level characters so I can play all the different characters, so I can just grind and enjoy the activities as them. I want to be able to play like Eclipse and Gauntlet Onslaught with like a Tal if I want, or any other character. I don't want to have to spend 8 months trying to level up every character to 70k so I can use them in Calamity Ops. I want to be able to play these characters and try them, and I just can't because I'm restricted by all these materials.
I don't really think that it's any. What's the word? I don't think it's wrong to just say straight up that having stuff to level up is intrinsically rewarding to most Destiny players. Like, me as a Destiny player, like, obviously I was a guy who would go for, like, Triumph Seals and stuff like that. But the collector mindset and just the, like, having everything and having everything upgraded is really, really strong in the Destiny community.
Yes.
Like, there are a bunch of people who will go for an exotic, not because they want to use an exotic, but because they want to have it and they want to have it upgraded.
Listen,
So they can just feel like that they've done it.
As a hardcore, like the only game I played for years was Destiny, right? As a former extremely hardcore, die-hard Destiny guy, this is my perspective. I want everything maxed so I can literally shit on 100% of content. I want to walk in and glance at a crowd of dregs and watch them die instantly. I don't want to fire a bullet. I want them to die from my aura. Okay? And most Destiny players think that way. They want cool guns. Like, it's nice if it's cool, but we want to be ridiculously overpowered. We want that power fantasy, that god mode. I am a lion looking down at ants type of feeling. And this game actually nails that when you overpower for things. I've seen. So the only problem is that, like, and this is the biggest thing. Let's say I'm grinding and I want Royal Contravene because we got Helhest coming out. I don't have the availability, the option, or any of that to actually get that weapon to C3. There's no drivable path where I can get that weapon to C3 within a reasonable time frame.
Yeah, I did the math for it yesterday. I think it's around like 1600 pinnacle energy to get the materials to max out an exotic.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's if you get lucky with
That is
photons.
wild.
And the thing
If you
is,
get lucky with photons, because if you don't get lucky with photons, then you have to add on all those black market coins.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
have never
That's true.
gotten a photon to drop. I have only
I've gotten
gotten
them
them
Same.
partially
exchange.
one.
I've bought all of mine from the
one.
black market.
Same.
Yep.
I think it's what you need 7 to max out.
Yep.
Yeah. So 7 1% chances per exotic.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's actually
Who
insane.
was it? Was it you that said it was 66.666% or 6.666 runs?
Well, what a number.
What a number, yeah.
Yeah.
What a number.
Yeah, they're the bane of my existence. It's not shocking, right? But you know, the thing is, you know, a lot of people, especially if they get a cool gun, like we're not talking about 3 to 5 exotics here. We're talking about 20, and in theory, there's going to be at least a couple more coming
Yep.
with
probably next
each
week.
update.
We know there's at least one more coming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, I don't know, man.
I
It's one of
agree.
those things like you just.
So it's the real goal is as a player, because I have very limited experience in Destiny.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, I mean, like, what is is it a pinnacle problem? Is it a grind problem? Is it a lack of an end game that we're lost on? But you're thinking like the general community just wants the ability of easily maxing characters to get that sort of power.
Well, not
feeling.
easily, no.
Well,
like,
not
we-
easily.
Yeah,
They just want to
we
be
just
able to do
grindable
it.
way.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just want to be
grindable
able
way.
to do it. Like, if it takes freaking 20 hours to max out a character, or hell, even if it takes 40 hours to max a character, people will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as there's a clear path, right? Like that's
Yeah,
that's
as long,
the
as long
idea.
as
Yeah, as long as
there's
there's
like
a clear path.
and it's not like some really asinine bullcrap, kind of like how Singular
1.5%.
Chaos is right now.
Yeah, like we're talking I believe we're talking at least a month per character at the moment, which is
And that's just for the material costs. That's
Yeah.
not even to get them to like max. That's just to get them to like base 200 artifacts, a fully built exotic, and their relic as well.
I have a question for you guys. Do you think
Weapons.
if they swapped Expanse and Calamity to weekly instead of bi-weekly, would it be a huge fix to the problem?
I think it would help.
It would help, but
I mean,
it
it'd
wouldn't
help,
be a
but,
fix.
Because you're doubling you're doubling not only the clusters, you'd be doubling fruits, you'd be doubling Lumina leaves, you'd be doubling whatever those stupid ring things are to refractor. You'd be doubling all that in the Expanse per month, but
I'm really hesitant to like say just move it to a weekly thing without also just addressing the rest of the material income stuff.
yeah,
Because you also have to like remind yourselves that we have to be casual friendly. Like
Yeah.
I know pretty much everybody here probably isn't a casual player, but we
Nope.
still want our game to be casual friendly, even if it isn't a casual game. And we
Mhm.
want to give them the time to be able to pursue these goals, because if they only have one weekend to try this version of the Expanse, and then a week passes and then it's fully reset, it's brand new stages, brand new modifiers, brand new cards, and maybe even like completely swap their element. They could have been building up let's say their Estella for that entire week,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe they don't get it that weekend, and then the next week it's freaking let's say Void and I don't know piercing,
yeah,
Right.
and now all of a sudden they can't use the Stella, so they have to
Yeah.
then build a different character.
that's
And
true.
that's-
That's fair.
yeah,
Maybe it's
that
the
kind of
rewards
rat race
reset weekly,
is-
but the I guess modifiers, if you will, reset on a different cadence. So, 'cause, I mean, I agree that you need the cadence. You need to have a sort of beginner-friendly model where anyone can pick up the game and understand. Okay, cool, I like this game or not, without scaring them with being overwhelmed. And I think we're close to that right now with how many different material upgrades there are, and that's without even knowing how impossible it is to fully upgrade something.
Yeah, too
Yeah.
many materials.
Yeah.
I feel like also, I mean, if you're adding the looter shooter aspect to this game, you can't have a looter shooter and cap people from looting, because at that point,
yeah.
you're scaring away the looter shooter player base, because it's like, well, I can't really progress because nothing that I'm getting, the basic rewards don't mean anything.
Yep.
You need the
Yeah.
rewards that are from the pinnacle energy.
What Destiny players love seeing the number go up.
Oh yeah.
Big number go up.
Oh yeah.
Big number.
Big number go up.
Big number.
Monkey brain
Yeah,
happy.
Go up.
And someone in
Mhm.
chat
Number
is
go
even
up, brain go
talking
happy.
about. Someone in chat's even talking about just being able to refund our exotic materials. Like, say,
God, yes.
you dumped into a character. If you're a casual
if-
player, you know what I mean?
Okay, but here's the deal. Like, I would much rather just have the ability to build multiple exotics rather than just like shuffle around my materials, because that's ultimately
That's a good
Agreed,
point.
agreed. If they had
Yeah.
a system in place that made it easier to just have multiple exotics built, I'd take that any day over having to
Yeah.
like min max all
Yeah,
your things
'cause-
into one. But at least at the
Mhm.
moment as it stands, it feels like the exotic infusion cores. I'm like being fully free to play and stuff. Like I'm so down bad on those on a weekly basis
Oh.
that it's just like I have to like spend all my pinnacle and legendary missions to like grind those 4 at a time. You know what I mean?
I
So
feel
if they
You
were
don't think
able
that's
to-
4 at a time.
Yeah.
All that pinnacle energy's worth it.
It's probably not, but your point needs
It's not.
exotic
No, I feel
infusion.
you.
I mean, I'm just gonna say straight up, if Pandora was not coming to me daily with 40 cores and a photon, I would not be anywhere close to maxing out my Mahamiri.
I feel like if they were to take that route, you're just having people playing inventory management the game. Like you're not even like you're gonna spend more time in your inventory. Like, okay, I want to play this activity that needs this character. All right, time to take everything off Tan 2, swap it over to the other guy, spend 15, 20 minutes moving all my resources over, and then you want to go to the next activity that requires, you know, instead of Ningfei, it requires, you know, Gwen. You're just gonna take it. It's I feel like you're just asking for people to be playing inventory management at that point.
Like,
You are losing a bit of resources every time you reset. It's not a lot. It's like 10%, but you are
Yeah.
losing.
10% of the infinite glimmer I have.
Yeah. So, I feel like now we can move on to the next one, which I feel like moving pretty cleanly into that. The terrible RNG on basically everything, and I have listed low artifact drop rates, refactoring, just that entire system.
Yeah.
Exotic mods in general, decals for some reason, photons.
Decals.
Decals.
The artifacts are real bad. Yesterday, I think I had a bunch of bonus pinnacle energy, so I had probably close to like 200 pinnacle energy, and I dropped it all in chaos, and I had enough to maybe refractored twice. Like when you get to the point where it takes 12 of it. Yeah, like it's crazy.
It's twice in like a base 180. Like as soon as you get to like 190 or 200, like especially 200, like it's pretty much guaranteed that you have to hit that pity every single time.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody with like a base 200 artifact get like it before pity or even get more than a +1 attribute point.
Yeah, it's
Actually, like somebody in my server actually did the number crunching. If I can pull that up, I think it was in the Destiny Rising builds channel.
yeah, it's
If I
insane.
scroll up real quick. Oh, yep. So yeah, here is essentially the artifactual essence. I have it on stream right now. To take something from attribute level 195 all the way up to 220, it would take 770 artifactual essence.
Jeez.
From 195 to so that's already starting out really good. Like 195, that's a goated artifact drop. The highest I've ever seen like a base artifact drop, I think was 209, and I saw that like once. I've seen like 2 artifacts that like drops from me above base 200.
And they still haven't fixed it where basics are still dropping low, right? I haven't
like
kept an
you-
eye on it.
I mean, you say fixed, but that's intentional game design.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like from my perspective, I'm looking at it as like I get a high one to drop and I start leveling that, and then I farm basic ones so I can attribute transfer over later.
That's the way you gotta do it. That's what
But
I've been trying to do.
yeah.
But I mean, it keeps giving me Valiant Veils on my Ningfei, even though I already got that 209 roll.
What's everyone's thought on the elemental lock on exotic?
I mean, if I could actually grind my exotics, I'd be okay with it. But
Yeah.
personally, I just don't really see any reason why the elemental lock exists, considering that there's not really any sort of like actual identity between the artifacts. If it was a different system, like if we had like exotics that were actually like exotic armor in Destiny 2, where you could only equip one,
Yeah.
and it had a very unique perk, then I could definitely be okay with them having some lockout, maybe some elemental lockouts. But honestly, I feel like a rolled lockout would work a lot better than an elemental lockout.
I feel like that would have been an interesting system if they made it so you could equip 3 of the mythic artifacts, and then there was like one exotic artifact, and that exotic artifact had like completely different special perks, like stat effects compared to the mythic ones to make them feel more like exotic armor.
I feel like it would be better to just have a separate exotic slot.
Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
if we did it that way, then it would basically just be like, okay, which slot has like the worst artifacts compared to like the worst mythics compared to the exotics,
True.
or like which exotic can I not live without? And I would much rather have like 4 mythics and 1 exotic that is like very exclusive, very powerful. And I already talked about some other ideas of what they could do, and it should be like some real character changing stuff. One thing that I mentioned was a void item in Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain 2 specifically. It took the ukulele, which originally is an item where when you hit an enemy, it would like spread some lightning out to other targets. But the corrupted version of that item made it so that the extra damage would just then be like focused onto the same target. So I was thinking like an exotic like that with, I don't know, like Caber or Ningfei, that'd go insane.
You can have even something like the different Nova bombs, like say Ikora. Instead of having one like Slova bomb, you could have an artifact that switches it into like a 3 split, like we had in Destiny 1.
I don't really think it would be a good idea to make it like character specific changes like that. Maybe just like some general changes, because like obviously something chain lightning, that's something that pretty much every single, well, not every single character,
Yeah.
but it's something that a lot more characters can make use of. But you know, obviously something like turning a Slova bomb into like, I don't know, the cluster Nova bomb, that's just specific to Ikora.
True.
What do you talking about, like characters and things that are locked to characters? What are you guys' opinions on, like, what if they ever change the game so that any character could kind of play any weapon kit?
I don't think that's going to be possible. It would break too many things because of the kit identities.
They would have to rework a lot of stuff. I definitely feel like they could open it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like a choice, 1 or 2.
But there would need, there would need to be some heavy reworks if they want to open up the entire system.
My
Ningfei
suggestion is
like
to-
you think Ningfei is crazy with Mahamiri? Imagine giving Ningfei is like sniper rifle.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you intended that to be bad, but I think you just kind of got all of us excited.
Well, no, I intended it to
So-
be good, but yeah. So
My,
I mean,
my
obviously,
thing is keep it in the same family, right? Like let
Yeah.
them. So if you got scout rifles, what's the difference between, or snipers? What's the difference between letting them use a sniper or letting them use a linear? It's the same effect, right? Because they're both piercing.
Yeah.
Let them stay within the Shinka addressment types. Definitely make more new characters with multiple Shinka addressment abilities, like Finala and Wolf, but particularly a 5-star, preferably.
I could have
You know,
been
let 'em-
crazy,
let 'em
but
have
I
their
could have
fun.
heard someone saying that in the Chinese beta, Wolf was able to switch between 3 different weapon types. Maybe I misheard someone, but I might have been mishearing from someone just spewing shit. But I could have heard someone say that only Wolf was allowed to switch weapon types at some point.
I don't know.
This is the first time I hear about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that
heard,
aura.
I heard
You
something
got that
about that as
aura.
well. I didn't see any like actual confirmation on it.
Okay.
I mean, moving a bit further into the RNG department, exotic mods. That entire system.
Oh my
my
gosh,
God.
Okay,
please.
so-
Oh
I have
my
like
God,
5.
the
I didn't-
have like
exotic
5. Please give me some
So-
more.
I didn't
So,
realize
not
until
only-
2 days ago that the perk actually increases your power as well. I thought it was just like, here's a little bonus to make your perks a little bit stronger. I didn't realize it
that's really-
actually increased your power as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
None of the
not-
exotic mods that I have so far actually match any of the perks that I want to put them on.
You
I
poor,
have one.
you
I have
poor
one on
son
my
of a bitch.
purple lockdown.
Yeah, so not only do you have a chance at getting an exotic mod on a weekly or daily locked out resource, being either Pinnacle Energy at an extremely low percentage, or from your frontline keys, or, you know, let's just be honest, you're getting all of them from your challenge keys. But
Yep.
even like right now, where I've got almost an entirely maxed out like exotic drop, like mod drop chance, I'm at 45%. There are some days where I load in, I spend 2 keys, and I get nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just completely blanks.
The other
Not only
issue,
that, but how many of you have gotten mod drops from the 14% from like strikes or something like that?
Maybe
Uh,
one.
Never got one.
I think I got one from strikes, but I've definitely gotten a couple.
I got one from my
That's-
Commander Ops yesterday, but it's very
Oh,
rare.
Nice.
Like I feel like
But-
I've gotten more exotics than I have exotic mods. Like
Yeah, for
5%
real.
chance is
No,
much
for
higher
real.
than that 14%.
I think the
So,
other issue
like-
I have with it is that they obviously didn't plan it very well, because there's some perks
Oh.
that you just can't get there. Like like for example, I think it's the Del 3, the Void Pulse Rifle on Tan. The God Roll perk on the 3rd slot, you can't get the bonus for it. The Exotic Scout Rifle ammo mod doesn't roll with that perk bonus. It's impossible to get.
Yep,
Yeah.
I noticed that too. And I think that's
Which kind?
partly because it's different from the beta. When we played the beta, the mod system was completely night and day from what it
I'm gonna
is
be
now.
honest, I preferred the beta system more for the mods.
I did too.
Yeah. But like right now, we're dealing with one. It's really difficult to actually get your hands on the mod, and once you actually get your hands on the mod, then it's like, okay, did I get the right? Like, let's say you got the right mod for the right slot. Did you get the right perk upgrade? And if you got the right perk upgrade, did you get the right
Random
damage
rolls.
increase?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
did you get the right rolls for it? Because, like, straight up, there are some weapons where if you didn't get the right thing, or if you got the wrong thing, it's back to the...
That's the thing. I feel like even without like for both this and like artifacts and artifact refactoring, I feel like even without like with unlimited pinnacle energy, unlimited resources, it would still take an insane amount of time to like
Oh,
farm
yeah.
perfect rolls. So it's like they
That's RNG on top of RNG.
yeah.
Yeah. And frankly, like, I feel like if we could just grind this stuff, it wouldn't be nearly as much of a problem.
I'll tell you what they need to do, and somebody mentioned this in that Reddit post that I made. They need to take the exotic mods, put them on front lines as a 3% drop on basic rewards, and call it a day. Do it the same way they do the exotic artifacts in Chaos. Period.
Yeah, but then I'd have to play Frontlines all day.
Yeah, but
I got
you know
him one
what?
exotic from Frontlines, so they exist.
Well, yeah, I got 2 exotics from single chest opening. It happened on stream, and everybody was upset about it.
You gotta just use
Yeah.
that fish buff.
Yeah, you.
Oh
and
yeah, the fish buff. Oh yeah, of course.
If you know, you know.
Yep. So, and, you know, after that, I had written decals. And can I just say, like, I love the decal... Well, I love the decal system. A lot of the decals look bad.
That's fair.
But there are a few decals that look really good, especially with the glows active.
I've seen a few people
here's the-
have them on with them actually look half decent, but I would say that's like 5% of the time. The other 95% of the time I see someone using a decal, I'm like, you look like you just threw up on yourself.
Yeah. But, so, you have to, one, get the decal, obviously, and they're all single use, and, it, like, if you remove it, it's gone forever. 2, you gotta get the rare drop of the exotic decal upgrade. 3, you have to actually have the exotic decal upgrade, you know, actually work when you apply it to the decal. And 4, you have to actually get the decal color upgrade that you want because it's a random chance.
Is it I know on the lower qualities it's like a 40% for it to succeed. Is that true for the higher rarities as well?
Yeah. So when you get all the way up to getting like the exotic
Yes.
glows on it, it's a 40% with like 40% chance, and it consumes the materials
Yeah.
that you use if you
Okay.
get it.
I wasn't sure if that percentage got worse as you went up the tiers or if it stayed the same.
Yeah.
They just
So
gotta bring in shaders.
honestly, let us put decals on weapons as well. Like that'd be so cool.
I'm surprised they don't.
But you know,
100%.
very tiny little thing there, and then obviously moving on to photons. I believe we already talked about photons and how bad.
Yeah, we already talked about
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All those materials.
next up on the topic list, I had the very small amount of content, and that includes the current weapons available for the units. So, I feel like the amount of content that we have available right now would have been really good for a month. A month and a half?
Pushing it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
be
haven't
completely
actually
honest.
looked at
I'm more than happy with the content we have. I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's a good amount. I like there's tons of different
But
activities to play.
Yeah.
The weapons are definitely a little bit lackluster with each character only having really like 2 options to use.
If we had better, like, rewards, I feel like I'd be a bit more positive on the amount of content we have available.
I can sit there
But
in
you get to
chaos
the
all day,
point
man.
where you get to the point where you've gone through like your thousands of chaos run, and you're just like, man, I am so tired of this.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think with the state of the materials and the pinnacle energy and stuff like that, like the amount of content that's in the game would be good if we were able to grind the materials to boost our characters up to go for leaderboard runs, because I feel like that's the bread and butter is the leaderboard runs, the calamity ops and stuff like that. But we don't have the resources to get these certain characters up there. You have to pick and choose.
And, you know, obviously beyond that, I had listed the amount of weapons that are available for units, because straight up, there are only like 1 to 2 weapon options, and oftentimes one of those 2 weapon options are just completely bad. And it's even worse when you've only got 1 weapon option on a character, and that weapon is bad.
Yeah, I think Attell only has one hand. There's only one mythic hand cannon, right?
Conway.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one.
Yo,
Like
where's my
Swan
droid
Way,
auto
Attell,
rifle?
just like straight up do not have good primaries. Wolf has like the biggest 5 out of 10 primary in the entire game.
Ikora.
Ikora,
No,
Sisterhood of
don't
Boinks.
don't
Ikora the
diss that
goat?
GL, man. That GL puts in work. Okay.
I can't tell if he's serious.
Present fleet.
I am 100% serious.
To be
man.
fair,
Oh, you are?
I
Okay.
recently ran a legendary campaign with like a 70k Ikora, and I was like, man, this actually slaps.
I'm going to assume you borrowed that 70k Ikora, right?
We got the fucking bonk emote showing up in chat already.
Alright. But yeah, like we just
Well-
need more weapons for the characters in general.
Yeah, I feel
especially
like
when
that's
they're
an issue
locked.
that's gonna
like-
go away as you know we get more
Yeah,
updates. So it's a temporary issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a temporary issue, but like when we have characters, it really sucks to just be like this long into a patch, and we just got like no weapons across any of the things.
I think what increased that issue as well is the fact that we know that there's weapons that they could have been
Oh,
putting
yeah.
in stuff and they didn't, like
Yeah.
the raid
Oh, yeah.
the raid weapons for Eclipse, the bad juju for the Morgan's prey event.
I mean, and there's also
I'm
just
willing to
straight
bet
up a
we're gonna
bunch of
see
weapons
that.
there's straight up a bunch of weapons that are in promotional material that just aren't in the game. Like if you go to the claim menu right now, you will see Wolf holding an AR that has not appeared in either the alpha, beta, or launch of the game.
Yeah, where's all
The question, though, is that
Where's
that-
the void auto rifle?
Is that an actual mock-up or is that just art? Because the question is it an actual thing from the game or is it just something drawn? It's a 3D render?
3D
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah. And yeah,
But
time
yeah,
loss, we did talk about superposed photons. So, I feel like we went through that, you know, decent pace. The talk about the amount of content and weapons available. I mean, it's a very self-evident issue.
Can we talk about, just to insert a little bit, can we talk about the new character? Do we think that'll bring, is that just a nice to have, or is that going to bring any more energy to the game?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I feel like this character is gonna be the biggest flop ever.
Do you really? Like from a damage or just from an overall acceptance?
From an overall acceptance, because this is a game with Ning Fei in it.
Literally.
And we saw that
Ning Fei
trailer.
again is
That
real.
she had 0 movement abilities. She is Arc Estella. She will move like a brick, and it doesn't matter if like she hits like a brick, because like that's gonna be doubling up on Arc stuff. Like you'd probably just be better off running 2 Ning Feis like a Tantu or an Umeko in the
Right.
upcoming Calamity Ops. I mean, she's probably gonna be good in her own expanse. If
I don't
you know.
understand why they did 2 summoners back to back.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Season of the
and-
Thunder.
And the other thing is that she is using very, very uncommon weapon types for like
Oh
main
yeah,
units.
for sure.
I mean,
Yep.
for one, like brand new weapon type bow. So nobody's gonna have any bows, and very few people are going to be having. Well, I say very few people, but there aren't going to be as many precision mods rolling around in people's inventories.
Yep. Agreed.
So it's going to be a huge investment to build her up, especially especially when there are other characters who will probably be able to deal with piercing Sheikahs. She's going to have to do some like really, really crazy stuff, because if all she does is like buff damage
yeah.
or like have crazy good clear and buff damage,
Mm-hmm.
like people aren't really gonna need that, especially if you have to either have to like relent on being able to break more elemental shields or relent on being able to like run two Ningfeis. Because like right now in the current Calamity Ops, people aren't even running a Stella anymore. They're running two Ningfeis and a Yola or a Gwyn.
Yep.
So we're both good
that's
in
fine.
D2. Like, is that going to be part of the issue at all? Do you think?
I mean,
They were never really that great.
I think they were.
like
I think they were more fun than great. There's been a few great ones like Le Monarch and a few others, but
Trinity Gold is just coming to this game.
yeah. But to be fair, like every character can do chain lightning, so it's like, what really is Trinity Gold bringing to the table here?
exactly. Like Trinity Ghoul was great before we had like every single character and ability being able to clear an entire room with red bars.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and we already have similar stuff like that in Destiny Rising. I mean, Ningfei is literally just risk running the character.
it really is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, that's the problem I have is I want to run Calamity Ops with Ningfei, but I don't have. There's not enough, energy and mats to get them up there to power.
I mean, I feel like we can just like go to this topic as I mean we're already talking about like quote the Ningfei agenda and future
Ningfei.
metas of this game. Like, frankly, I don't really see how they can move on going forward with like the current endgame setup. Because
No,
it's
no.
literally just going to be like Ningfei and whatever character fills the other side of what's needed in the Calamity Ops.
I agree with that.
Someone's saying they have footage of a wave frame grenade launcher with Ikora.
Oh yeah, that's from the beta. It was
Oh, yeah?
usable in it was usable in a what's it called?
I don't remember that from the beta.
It was usable in a character trial.
Oh, interesting.
It was either the character trial or the tutorial. It was a wave frame grenade launcher, and
Yep.
I believe we also like saw some knowledge about the Foundry, and that's some spoiler stuff. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I think a wave frame for Ikora would be weird, especially if you have to deal with flying enemies.
Well, actually, the wave frames in this game, they will have like impact detonation.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, every grenade launcher has impact detonation built in.
Ooh, I like that.
So like even if it's like a wave or something like that, it'll still, if you hit them directly, it's still gonna blow.
Yeah.
So
But the main problem is one, it's like currently it's a gacha, so they can't nerf Ningfei. But the
Right.
other issue is that even if they could nerf Ningfei, if they did nerf Ningfei or they nerfed his weapon, that is going to cause such an uproar, especially right now, because everybody knows how good he is. And I'm frankly convinced that everybody who has Ningfei, unless they absolutely hate him, is probably building their Ningfei right now as we speak.
Yep.
Oh,
and
totally.
what
I'm
did I
literally
say
doing it
during
right
the
now.
beta fight? I said, one day people will understand.
I think
face supremacy.
I think the bigger issue is that every single activity for endgame materials is built around speedrunning. There's no survivability activities.
There's no endurance concept in
So
this game.
all of the movement characters have a huge advantage at the moment. There's nothing to say like an activity where Tan2 would be amazing because he has it would allow him to survive longer than any other character. Or like a Yolder with her insane defense or healing. It's basically just like go fast or don't get anything.
Yeah, I mean, like, even in the current expanse, which, like, the current solar expanse, which is heavily shielded towards Estella, they've got ability cards, they've got, like, freaking multiple spots where you can you're literally just standing still on a plate or defending an area, like, you're not doing any movement whatsoever, and Ningfeis are still gapping her by, like, an entire minute or more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm literally doing it right now too.
Yeah.
On Ningfei.
I mean, even in the Void Expanse.
This man.
Like, there's a Ningfei topping the leaderboard in the Void Expanse right now.
Yeah, I think that's Clay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's insane.
Frankly, I don't really see a way that they can continue on with the current model of the endgame without, either, doing something that's going to, like, really piss people off, which is either, like, nerfing a character or a weapon, or like severely power creeping.
Agreed.
I think
And
there are,
both those things would immediately kill the game, like straight up.
I think their other main option is just adding in other end game activity requirements besides
obviously,
speed
like-
running.
I mean, that's what happened in Wuthering Waves. They had primary content, which was essentially just like how fast can you clear the boss,
Mhm.
and there were a bunch of characters where AOE was a large part of their strength. So what they wound up doing is they wound up creating a separate endgame, which was more focused on AOE content and how much damage that you can deal to a group of enemies, like waves of enemies.
Oh, thank God Ningfei's not good at that.
Well, I'm saying specifically, like, that's what happened
No, I
in
know.
Wuthering Waves.
That's the thing,
And
like,
there were some characters that were like really, really good at AOE, but not so good against bosses, and they wound up like rising all the way up to the top for that specific game mode.
and you know,
So,
looter
like,
shooter
obvious-
players love their horde modes. Like,
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they love them.
Yo, I would love a horde mode.
Yeah, that'd be
Yep.
sick.
Like if we get a piece of content where it's literally just progressive waves forever, and like the goal is to get as many waves cleared as possible, and the enemies are always increasing in difficulty, like they're dealing more damage, they're more aggressive, like they get extra modifiers on them.
to be fair, we've already seen that and how that changed the leaderboard. Kind of, we had Morgan's Hunt, and the top leaderboard team was 3 Estella's. So like, it does change things up. God, I love that event.
Definitely.
I didn't love the rewards, but I love the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think the rewards were good for the first 15 chests, and then it just falls off too hard.
Maybe I just got unlucky because I didn't get shit.
Oh, really? You're
I mean,
should've been
that-
guaranteed
that
one
ties into
exotic.
another topic that I had, which skipping back a little bit, talking about the terrible event rewards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
I
like
mean,
Morgan's was close, but
Yeah, Morgan's was the
Yeah,
closest
Morgan's
we
was
got
best.
to good event rewards.
It was a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it was a step in the right direction, and then immediately after we get 12 artifactual essences and it's
10,000 glimmer.
Yeah,
I cannot believe that
two
was
basic
actually there.
flames from Morgan's Prey.
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
How much
it's not
glimmer do we
even
get
it's
from
not
the
even a
Go-Go
significant
skin?
amount of glimmer that would be like, okay, you know what, like it's a free material, but they're giving people so much of it that it's gonna make it so they don't have to worry about grinding it. It's 10k.
Yeah,
It's 2 basic claims in Morgan's. It's less than 2 basic claims in Morgan's Prey, because 2 basic claims in Morgan's Prey gives you 13k. Like we got freaking like essentially like 20 pinnacle energy, because like if you spend the same amount of pinnacle energy that would take you to get the artifactual essences in Chaos, you'd be getting like high stat attribute exotics, and you'd also be getting elemental fruits. So you essentially get like 20 pinnacle energy and like 10 minutes of basic claims.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this event really showed like
to be fair,
how much they improved.
the
improvements have to be in the events.
I believe there's supposed to be an exotic sparrow in that shop that's
Yeah,
going to
there
go
is
in
supposed to be.
later.
Yeah, that's going to go.
Yeah, it goes in
but-
next week because there was some type of glitch with the way it was rendering or something.
Yeah.
don't remember.
Yeah, but even so, like just it's like one reward for an entire event slot. Because it'd be different if this was like an event that was running alongside like a bigger event. Like this was a side event. But no, this is the primary content that was being released for this final week of season 1.
Not even final. Is it last 2 weeks? This event runs 2 weeks as well, right?
Well, yeah, or
Yeah.
final week of Act 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, like 2 weeks, and the rewards are like that. And not only that, and exactly the same as it comes to like the previous like leaderboard events, all of the cosmetic rewards outside of this like animated emblem that we've received for like leaderboard achievements, they are all temporary. They will go away. You will not be able to keep these. The chat frame, the Morgan's Prey chat frame, like probably, like who cares about this? Like, who's gonna be, I don't know, like freaking 2 months later into the game being like, oh man, the Morgan's Prey chat frame is so cool. Like, I'm so sad I missed out on that. But like, nobody even has the opportunity to do that because it's like, oh well, I mean, I had the Morgan's Prey chat frame or the Morgan's Hunt chat frame, and 2 weeks later it's gone. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
basically
don't know
the
what they're
opposite of-
thinking with that.
it's literally the opposite of FOMO. It's
Yeah.
like which is so stupid to me, is like, okay, yeah, I can grind for this reward, but it's gonna be taken away from me. And even like the freaking founders bundle, like
The founders one was the one I had the biggest issue with, because I can understand
like-
if they had the Morgans one like last until the next time the Morgans event came around. But just like getting rid of the founders one, unless they're planning to add a founders one back again next month, like
So-
it's weird.
Let me comment on this actually, because this is a little bit of an interesting thing. I'm continually getting notifications on the founders,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah,
if
me
you
too.
look at it, it
Oh,
says
yeah.
Act 1. So there is going to be an
Oh.
Act 2 founders bundle, which is why they take it from you. But still,
But-
you paid for it. It
Yeah.
should not be removed.
Yeah.
Number one.
Like-
Number two,
Mhm.
they're removing these ones like Morgrans from our inventory because they intend to reintroduce the event. When really all they had to do was just introduce gilding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it where it gets a gold banner or something. That's all.
Yeah,
you
just
have to
gonna, and they have the gilding system already in the game for the seals, so it's like,
Yeah, but I think what the most egregious one is the like Eclipse leaderboard. Like the fact
Yeah.
that you grinded for that position, and like obviously the only people who are gonna care that much about the title are gonna be like the top 10 or the top 20.
So is that
Like,
top
it's-
100 number going away eventually? Like
Yup,
next to
it's gonna
people's
be
name?
going away.
Yeah, I had a
oh,
yeah.
wow.
I could have swore I read that, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that like the top 30 basically got screwballed out of their reward as well. Because the reward was
Yeah.
that exotic ghost shell, and then the next day they were like, oh, so we're adding that into the loot pool.
Well, we already knew that the exotic ghost show would be added to the loot pool. That was like, we knew about that before the event even went live.
It's still like, I don't know. Yeah.
It's like really funny. Like you, like all those people go through like top 20 or top 30, did all that work for it, and I go and do a basic claim and I get it on my first time going through a break-in.
To be fair, the top 30 got like 20,000 extra glimmer.
Oh, true.
That's crazy.
that's double what the Sparrow event is giving us.
Yep.
Oh,
Ah.
Also talking about like the spare event, the fact that we don't even get a pull, like not
Yeah,
even
that's
a
crazy.
single standard.
They're
pull
being
for the
very
spare event.
stingy on pulls. And it's-
It's because the gotcha system's so generous. They're being like that too. I almost
Yeah,
guarantee.
yeah, exactly.
It's-
That's
Yeah.
why basically every single gacha creator who will say like, oh wow, yeah, I mean like they got rid of the 50-50, or like, and this is when it comes to gacha games in general, not specifically Desert Rising, but when they talk about like gacha systems, they always warn players whenever they see something like, oh, they got rid of 50-50, or they've got a very low pity, because every single time like something like that happens, it doesn't really matter how many pulls it takes or how low the rates are or how high the rates are if you get enough pulls regardless. Because like when it comes to freaking Wuthering Waves, you get like 100 pulls or so per patch, and that's pretty much, or like some people even get more pulls per patch. It varies obviously, but most people don't have issues like getting a limited 5-star every single update.
That's the thing,
Yeah.
like,
It might not be the limited 5-star you want. Well, hold on. Limited is
Yeah.
the key there. I have lost every pity I've ever done in WUA. So
Yeah.
except for one, except for Yuno. Yuno's the only one I haven't lost. I just won her the other day. So
I get this rolls back to like the whole marketing towards Destiny players instead of gacha players. When you have someone who like me who comes in who's barely touched gachas before, I played like Genshin for maybe a week when it came out. Like this system is fucking disgusting to me. Like, and especially like it's not as noticeable on my main account because I'm gonna be fair. Like I whaled all the journey bundles, but when I started my free to play account, I still haven't pulled. I've been playing it for like probably over like I don't know 3 weeks at this point, and I haven't pulled a 5-star yet. I haven't pulled from the like I haven't gotten a single 5-star from the event banner.
Well, yeah, Joe, I've been free to play since the beginning, and I still haven't even hit my 180.
Yeah, I haven't even hit my 60. So like it's not good. It's not a good spot for free to play players. That's for sure.
Absolutely not. One of my friends, Ryan, was put together all of the Lumia sources from like everything on like a low spender perspective
Mhm.
for like 60 pulls for a T0, okay? And including the Tree of Light's Blessing, which adds, I think, like 15 pulls a month. you were still only getting like 51 pulls, including the Tree of Light's Blessing. So a free-to-play player is getting like 35 pulls a month. Like
That's crazy.
sans events, like minus events. But even so, like we can't even really like take events into account, considering the fact that like the 3 events that we've gotten so far, only one of them actually gave Lumia leaves. It was only 300 Lumia leaves.
It's true.
Yeah, the fact that the Tree of Blessing also doesn't even give a pull a day is it's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. at
But if
least, like, give
Pokemon
us
can let me open a
yeah.
pack of cards every day, I think this game can let me get a draw every day.
That's a good comparison. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
one draw a day is not gonna hurt anybody.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's still 2 months to a fucking
I will
guaranteed, but
say, like, compared to other gacha games that I've played, the polling system is actually decent. It's pretty good, actually.
That's the thing, when I-
I've mentioned this. Yeah, I've mentioned this before. Like, the polling system in Destiny Rising is actually pretty good for like a low spender.
Mhm.
However, it also kind of just ignores like all the other stuff, like over here when it comes to like the gearing system in this game, and how if you're not like spending money on your keys, and if you're not spending money on your pinnacle energy, then you're in like really tough spot.
Yep.
yeah, free like keys are just nasty on free to play. I can't imagine trying to grab exotics on a free to play account.
Yeah, I mean, like, there are some people, like, I had somebody in my chat the other day say they spent like 7 keys and have gotten 0 exotic mods.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, obviously, next up, we've got, like, can this game even continue as a gacha? And this was, like, directly after the future of the game metas. So, you know, like, touching back on how it is right now with, like, Ning Fei and other units who can frankly just, like, clear or are like, just that top of the line of meta. Like, could they even go forward in this game, like, in a stance where they can actually be selling units as a gacha game with characters like Ning Fei? Because I said already, like, they can't nerf him because that would, like, kill the game, and they can't power creep him immediately because that would also ruin the game and
So-
like make everybody quit.
So, let me ask what you mean. When you say, can this game continue as a gacha, do you mean exclusively as a gacha, or do you mean can we improve the system but still keep some gacha elements?
I mean,
Let me throw my
both.
proposition out and see
Yeah.
what you guys think. And I mentioned this in my videos a lot too, but here's my proposition. Every player logging in, you log in when the banner's live, you get a T0. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. But to get that T0, you got to complete the character quest. Now every player that plays this game is invested. They're going to log on every expansion. Period. We're going to give you 10,800 Lumia leaves per patch. And the way we're going to do that, because I actually discussed this with some of the viewers, the way we're going to do that is every time you cash Pinnacle Energy, you're going to get Lumia leaves for the activities. As long as you're cashing yellow Pinnacle Energy, you're going to get Lumia leaves that match the energy you burned. That gives you the potential to earn 120 per day, just on energy alone. So there's that. So basically, you can get a T1 and you'll get the T0 for every character for free. Move the cosmetics onto the banners. So instead of just having cash shop cosmetics, put old banner cosmetics into the cash shop, and any new cosmetics, put them in there for draws. And keep the overflow, the talent tree stuff into the overflow crystals in the banner. So if whales want to come in and go to T6, they still got a draw to do it. The gotcha's still there. It's still functional. But people who just want a T0 can log in and they'll have their hero, and there's no problems with it. That's just my thoughts on it.
Not bad. I feel like moving the cosmetics might be a little bit too, like, because they still need to make money, and cosmetics are a huge revenue source for them. I feel like putting cosmetics into the banner, and I feel like I'm more than happy with cosmetics being in the store. Obviously not to an egregious amount. Like it's still a looter shooter. I'm going to want to be able to loot some sort of cosmetics, but I feel like some stuff needs to stay in the store.
I feel like the cosmetic plus pay to progress route is going to be the best thing going forward. And yeah, like they can keep the gacha system. They just need to make it able to grind for characters.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. It's hard, and like there's definitely a market for it because I've seen it in the community and I've seen it in chat. There's not a market for like this new character coming out, but there's plenty of people who are like, yo, you drop Osiris, you drop Fellwinter, I'm spending my fucking bank account getting that man.
Yep.
Like I feel like that's gonna be, and they're obviously holding off on those things because they know that's what's going to make them the money, is like those big legendary characters from Destiny lore. But again, if you want to be able to make that money, you have to have the Destiny players that care about those characters. If you start marketing the gacha too hard, then you're gonna pull in a bunch of people who don't know Destiny lore and don't care about the Destiny characters.
So who's Fellwinter?
And there we go. We got ourselves a gacha man.
All right.
He's the hologram on the new character's arm.
I got that.
Somebody says, isn't ZZZ, or Brandon Ray 22 says, isn't ZZZ having a problem right now with Hoyo trying to force people to go for the new units dropping? Wouldn't that happen to us as well?
I'm not too into caught up with the CCC stuff. Anybody else keep up?
I mean, like,
This is the only gacha
frankly,
game
when
I
it
play.
comes to like just pull the new unit for like the new content, that's just gacha in general. Like every single gacha does that. And it really just
that's
depends
gonna
on
happen
like
here
how
as well.
much of a degree it is. Like, from what I've heard in ZZZ, it's kind of like, okay, you pull the new unit and like it's free, and if you don't pull the new unit, then it's like, I don't know, taking a 56k phenol through the expanse right now.
No, that's something that's gonna happen with every gacha. It just kind of depends how bad the power creep actually is. Like if we're going from being able to clear the expanse easily to not being able to clear it at all in like one patch, that would be a big issue.
Yep.
Right.
But if it happens in like a year, then probably people won't complain too much.
Yep. Well, I feel like we've kind of done the rest on this topic. So next up, I had challenging activities aren't more rewarding than mindless ones.
I blew my mind. The second I saw Grandmaster come out and I saw it have the exact same loot pool as Master and Strikes outside of key drops, I was like, what? Like, why would I play this activity once I'm out of keys? Like, what's the point of this activity besides the keys? And the answer is nothing. There's no point of it outside of the keys.
The worst aspect to me of this is the fact that Iron Commander will actually give you more rewards than spending your Pinnacle Energy on a Grandmaster Strike or even a Calamity Ops.
Yep.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yep.
Especially because they're
You get more
requiring probably
rewards.
triple your time investment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're getting more rewards for not playing the game than you are by playing the game.
Right.
At least when it
Yeah, that
comes
is pretty
to the difficult contents, like the Grandmaster Strikes.
I don't understand who greenlit this on the back end, because I feel like, and maybe it's a failure to translate between language barriers. I don't know, but when we told them we wanted more difficult activities, we didn't mean for the same rewards, and I guess they didn't comprehend that. I guess I don't know if it's a language, like it could very well be a language barrier, to be honest. They might have just seen, oh, they want it to be more hard, and not even thought, well, if it's going to be harder, we should give them more. But I mean, I feel like it's common sense, so I don't know who greenlit this. I assume it's the same person greenlighting the events that they've been throwing out and the rewards for those. But, you know, I just, that is one of the most frustrating things to me, is just how unrewarding the high-end in-game is. Because, like, for someone like me, I'm not worried about crushing leaderboards necessarily, but I am worried about crushing content. I liked doing GMs in D2, and I like doing hard mode raids in D2. So for me, it's a lot more of a situation where I just really want to really want to focus on that.
That's the thing, though, that you have to think about it too. Is like, what was the enjoyment from crushing GMs? Like, was it the exclusive loot pool from GMs? Did you enjoy that GMs had its own special loot pool of adept weapons and nightfall weapons? Yeah, exactly.
I love popping into a GM, spending like 40 minutes on that strike, and coming out with 2 golf balls and an adept.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like we need some sort of incentive. Like either whether it's a different weapon. I'm not saying bring adept weapons into this game, God forbid. But especially with especially with the materials right now, I do not want to throw materials. It'd be nice, but
fix the material system. I would love adepts.
Yeah, same. The main issue right now is the materials. I don't want adepts if the materials are staying the same. But just some sort of maybe different weapons, better weapons.
Well, Harold says Calamity Ops is pretty rewarding. Grandmasters are pretty rewarding on the first clear.
Yep.
Once you run out of that, like keys, or
with.
once you get that ranking Calamity Ops, then you are just waiting for the reset. Because
Speaking of-
spending your pinnacle energy in Grandmasters or Master Strikes is the exact same spending it in a Heroic Strike, which is less than what you'd get for AFKing in Iron Commander.
Speaking of which, why do rank rewards not reset?
They do reset. The rank up
Just a
rewards
long
reset
time.
on a seasonal basis.
Oh my gosh, dude. Are you serious?
Yeah. Yep.
More
Seasonal
cat.
basis, not an X basis.
I have a question for those of us who were in the beta, because I could have swore I remembered this from beta. Ranking up Calamity Ops was not as fucking atrocious as it is right now as it was in the beta, correct? Because I remember it was much easier to get up to max rank in the beta.
Correct, but it may also be because of the higher competition now.
That's the thing. I like. Does the competition even matter outside of like the last 2 or 3 tiers? Like up to expert 2, it's literally just a score threshold, isn't it?
Well, if you're at rank 200 on expert 1 or on expert 2 and somebody comes in and beats your score, I think wouldn't you get put into the relegation zone for expert 2?
I honestly have no like. There's not a good enough explanation in game on how it works. Whether like other people's scores matter. I just assumed it was for expert 2. This is the score threshold, and this is what you need to hit to get promoted to the next zone. And I'm talking about like the top score, not like getting into the promotion zone specifically, just like hitting that top score. I found in the beta, hitting that top score to get to the next zone was, as long as you were at power level and had matching Sheikah and element types, it was basically a breeze. And it was once you hit that end zone where leaderboards started mattering that things actually got difficult.
Well, we do have an overseer in here, so I would love to hear your take on it, Fi.
Yeah, so one, I just want to say I enjoy how difficult it is. I enjoy the difficulty. I enjoy how optimized I need to make my runs and how sweaty I need to be. Okay, the difficulty is not negative to me, it is a positive. I do not enjoy the fact that casual players are straight up just locked out of a significant portion of their necessary character upgrade materials because they are not able to perform at a level that somebody like me or other dedicated players can.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at here. Like, you obviously had a set team when you went through to get your oversealer, but imagine most of the casual player base who are just matchmaking into this activity, who can't even we're not even talking about like overseer level quality. We're having people in matchmaking who can't even make it to fucking expert 1 because the score thresholds are just insane.
I tried expert 1 today.
And I feel like your casual player base matchmaking should be able to make it up to like the point where leaderboards start mattering, and then like that's when the challenge should start happening, because then you're actually fighting with other people to get to the top 100, top 1000, whatever, to get those final rewards.
Because when it comes to those score thresholds, if you're meeting those score thresholds, you're probably a top 100 player already.
Yeah.
Or like
100%. And especially with the way it feels right now, it feels like if you don't got Ning Fei, like you're not hitting expert 1. Like if there's not a fucking 70k Ning Fei, like the activity will ask for 64k, but if you don't have a 70k Ning Fei and Gwyn on your team, you're still not making that threshold.
Well, you can probably do it with Wolf instead of Gwyn.
Fair.
I say probably because I did it.
The top 1%.
Okay, but Wolf has a really, I was going to say, Wolf has a really high skill ceiling too, though.
Yes.
Like,
That's accurate.
if you're going to run him, you gotta be on it.
Yeah. That's
And-
always what I say whenever I talk about Wolf.
Number 1 Wolf right here.
Yeah.
Period.
So. And beyond that, the next topic I had was terrible rewards for milestones, like Acclaim giving Bright Dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
comes
I
a
can-
point where you don't even should level up a claim anymore. I guess there's not really a need
Yeah.
to unless you really want to see the number go up higher.
I think my favorite one is the end of shifting gates. Like hitting max shifting gates, like here's one draw.
Yeah, they gotta at least throw some draws in there or something for the claim stuff.
Especially like a lot of them are, I find a lot of it is it's like low bright dust, and then it's some of those like it's just like the pigment stuff that I find most of the community just doesn't give a shit about.
Yeah, no, when you guys were talking about decals, I haven't interacted with the system. I don't know, like once.
Same.
I used it once and I was like, eh.
Yeah.
So like seeing that as a reward consistent is like great. More things I'll probably never touch. Like it'd be nice even like not even like at like the major stuff, like maybe at like 40, 50, like give us like Lumina Leaves or pulls, but like the in between, like just give us some mythic resources, like give us something that can actually help our progression.
I feel like you should at the very least be able to grind your characters up to about like 90% completion.
That's fair.
Like someone was saying in chat before, like what are we considering like a max character? And like obviously like 60, I think it's 65 for Grandmaster. I feel like max you're around 70k. Like 70.
But, like, max
around 70.
characters should be like 72k minimum.
I would say
Because that's like
70k minimum.
That's the power threshold you need to hit for Master Calamity Ops.
Is
like,
72
that-
okay?
Well, it's like 71.4k. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially what that means is you need like close to base 200 artifacts. You need like you could probably skimp out a little bit on the artifact gilding. You need fully leveled up exotic mods on your mythic with double mythic perks. And you also need a fully leveled up or like basically everything except for the last upgrade, like 3 catalysts. What is it like? They're 9? No, 7 upgrades. Yeah, 7 upgrades. So like 6 upgrades.
Like my Tan 2 is at close to 73 right now, and he's got max exotic, double mythics, exotic mods that match my perks. I've maxed my gilding, and then my artifacts are around like 27, 28.
Yeah, so it's a very, very tight threshold, especially because, like, even with the theoretical maximum power I already talked about before, how it's, like, literally, well, I say literally impossible, but it's, like, completely unreasonable to get 220 artifacts. Like, so you basically just have to hit, like, that 200 or, like, slightly above 200, and you just have to deal with that. Because otherwise you're literally going to be spending a month of pinnacle energy on a single exotic artifact.
Yeah. And it brings us back to RNG on exotic mods. Artifacts.
Back to like the reward system in general. So obviously, you know, that the final thing related to Destiny Rising that we haven't like done dedicated topic session on was the small amount of communication. And I know we talked about it like slightly, but I feel like it needs some reiteration that we just have no confidence or nothing to like inspire confidence going forward, because the only thing that we've gotten like related to a roadmap or like a design for this game is the fact that they told us that every single month we're going to be getting a game update, like, and there's going to be like a season launch, then an Act 2 launch, and then the next season, and then the next Act 2, so on and so forth. Okay? And the first thing that they told us on that live stream, the quote game content update, that they were giving us was the Season 1 update. All right. And what we got on that Season 1 launch was Estella, Umeko, their character quests, and that was it.
Isn't that somewhat relatable to like from what I've heard from other gotchas, like their 1.1s are usually like a character and a character quest and nothing else too amazing, but
No, not really. Like
No, it's pretty low.
oftentimes, yeah. Oftentimes when it comes to like gotchas, I know especially for like Wuthering Waves, we had a full main story update. We had like obviously both the characters, and Destiny Rising is probably just operating like Act 1 is kind of like the first half of the patch, and Act 2 is like the second half of the patch. But that's like a really, really long patch cycle. Like most gachas usually only run like a 6 to 7 week patch cycle.
yeah.
But so obviously adding another month on top of that. But we got no new regions, no new like main story updates. We got like a couple character quests, which I will say I am very much enjoying the character quests.
Yes.
However, I'm enjoying them because I'm somebody who likes story. However, when it comes to the Destiny player base, story is very much not the focus for like most people playing.
I was saying I never touched them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
I
like
know a lot of people who just skip every single cutscene.
I feel like they also might have a little bit of a benefit here coming from the Destiny player base, because a lot like even hearing like expecting a new destination on like 1.1 updates and stuff is kind of crazy to me, because coming from a Destiny player who's used to not seeing anything for fucking a whole year when it comes to new content.
So my impression of Destiny Rising is that it was going to launch a bit lighter on the content, and then we'd be getting like constant updates, because any kind of like this is a brand new game, so we don't have like anything previously like when we're talking about like a Destiny expansion.
Yeah.
So like Destiny 1, Destiny 2 launched with like 4 destinations, essentially like full campaigns for each destination and like the overarching campaign. All right, we had obviously like the hundreds of different weapons, ton of different strikes to play with. Okay, a Destiny Rising launched with essentially 1.5 destinations, because we don't even have like the entirety of Red Sea Rift. We had both the campaigns, and Jiangxi Metro, that one is still very, very poor quality.
Is there going to be more of Red Sea Rift? Because I remember the Triumph stated. The Triumph stated, yeah.
Like, at least story-wise, like we're not done in Red Sea Rift. And frankly, I was expecting them to do that in the Season 1 patch. Or like the
I was definitely expecting a little bit, like, I mean, it gives us a little bit of a advantage, or I don't even want to say advantage, but the people who played beta had basically already experienced the entire story. So I was kind of expecting, since that, I think it was 4 months ago that we played beta, that there might have been like a little bit more tacked on to the end or something else.
But there's just nothing.
And like, because I remember in the beta, the triumph for completing Red Sea Rift said like 2 out of 3 zones. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe in the full game we'll get another zone for Red Sea Rift, but we obviously haven't seen anything yet.
And obviously going forward, like I was just straight up expecting there to be a little bit more, but like comparing the content that was available in the beta and comparing the content that's like currently in the game right now, the only extra stuff that we have received was the Eclipse event, which I will say it was really, really good.
Yes.
But it's an event and it's gone now. Morgan's Hunt, which was fun for the first 3 clears. The Sparrow Racing event, which isn't even like a new content or mode upgrade. Like it's literally just Sparrow Racing with like 1 extra modifier on the same 2 tracks that we've been racing.
Same singular track.
Sparrow Racing. It is 1 new track in Sparrow Racing. So outside of the events, the only like new piece of content that we've received going from beta to launch, at least like game content, like stuff to do in the game, not like system changes, was that 1 singular Sparrow Racing track. And when it comes to like systems, obviously we had the artifact rework, which I will say I very much prefer the new artifact system
Yeah,
to the old one. The old one was terrible.
I think
It
pretty
was
much everyone agrees on that aspect.
It's, the mod system, it's kind of like,
To be fair, I think we also got some character quests that weren't in the beta.
oh yeah, we also got some more character quests, but those are again just kind of like one and done deals.
Yeah,
It's not something like a strike where you can play over and over again.
Yeah.
Like you play through that character story mission, and again, like a whole bunch of people, character story missions might as well not exist.
yeah, it would have been nice to see at least maybe a couple more strikes since release, or even just like again, I'm coming from a Destiny player who's not expecting to see a
I'm
strike
saying,
ever
like,
again, but
I'm saying when it comes to that roadmap that they showed us, like that season 1 update was supposed to be one of those like major content updates. That
Yeah.
was advertised, and we didn't get like hardly anything for that, and that's making me thinking like, okay, if this is season 1, what's Act 2 gonna be like? Because Act 2 is a very much smaller scope because it's meant to be like a mid-season update.
Yeah, I'm not
and-
expecting
and-
Act 2 to be anything big.
Yeah,
I don't expect
frankly-
us to be like.
here's a new battle
getting
pass that you need to
any-
buy. Here's one new
Yeah,
exotic
new
and
battle
one new
pass.
character and a
Yeah,
character
frankly,
quest.
That's kind of like what I'm expecting. I'm expecting to
I
be
think we're getting
Helhest
2 new
character
characters.
quest. I don't think that we're getting
2.
a 4-star personally.
I think Rossi's a 4. Could
I
be
don't
wrong.
think that they're gonna release an Arc 4-star along.
I feel like I feel like we're already at that point. Did they advertise Umeko before the release?
Yes.
Yeah, like I feel like we're at that point
yeah.
where they would have advertised it by now.
Yeah. And
What do we think the exotic's going to be in the battle pass? Is it the bow?
I think it's
Probably.
Trinity.
I'm just gonna say if it's Trinity Ghoul, I am crashing out.
Or yeah, yeah.
Well,
It's
so hold
more
on.
likely
It's-
the.
Dude, the
I-
battle
I
pass
take it
weapon
back.
costs $35 to max it
That's
out.
a good point.
$35
That's a good
minimum.
point.
I'm not maxing.
It costs like 5. Well, you can get the first copy for free, but first copy means literally nothing because you need a maxed out exotic to like
Yep.
really use it in endgame. So to get the second copy, you need to purchase the $5 battle pass, but that's for one other copy. You still need 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, getting the $5 upgrade, so the $10 battle pass, that would be 1 more copy, and for the final copy, you need 150,000 black market tokens,
Yeah.
which is $25 converting from silver.
I mean, yeah, there's ways in game to get black market coins to like bring it down a bit, but that means you're spending all your black market coins on it.
Well, yeah, and then like good luck leveling up the exotic because you have no photons.
Yeah, exactly.
that.
No,
But
yeah,
like
that's the
the
problem
thing
I
is,
have
you would
right
have
now.
you would have to plan ahead for that. Like there's no way to get around for spending the black market coins because you only get like 2K or 20K black market coins. I think a week. You get 20K a week, so you'd be short 70K black market coins even if you're spending all of them on like as like a low spender or free to play. And like if you're a low spender, you've got battle pass, like the $10 battle pass plus the monthly card. Like that monthly card, you're getting maybe around like 40 to 60K tokens. So you'd be able to just potentially just barely be able to purchase all 3 copies as somebody with the monthly pass and somebody with the $10 battle pass. So that's already $15 bare minimum across an entire month, and you're getting 0 photons.
I feel like my 2 major issues are the rewards from the battle pass are very lackluster.
Oh, absolutely. You don't even get pinnacle energy rewards until like level 35 and beyond. You get like prisms, glimmer,
Yep.
like purple and blue sheaths. It's so useless.
Oh yeah. And the other
So
thing
you
is
get
that we just
started on the post 50.
yeah. But the other issue is that we just haven't received any communication, and I'm not surprised because they want people to spend money on what happens to these exotic weapons after the pass is gone. Like, is it going to be added to the pool?
point.
Are you going to be able? Is it just going to stay in the shop and you'll be able to add, spend future battle pass resources on previous weapons, or is it just gone? Like,
My theory on it is they're going to put it into the black market. It's or not the black market, but they're going to put it in the battle pass shop. It's already technically there.
and just
So-
leave it in there, and then you'll be able to buy old exotic weapons
Yep.
with future battle pass currency.
Yes,
Yeah,
they'll
that's
just
something new.
increase like the number of like right now you've got what is it? One at 60 and one at 40. They'll just make it two at 60 and one at 40. That's what they'll do.
And then,
So they'll increase the number of copies you can buy, basically.
And the problem is, you know, you'll use your resources to get that last copy you need, and guess what? Now you don't have the 3 copies for the new exotic for the new season.
Exactly. And like, I frankly don't feel that like reissued Destiny 2 weapons should ever be considered premium content. Like, period. Like, even if it was, you could get all copies in the $5 battle pass, that is the featured premium weapon. I want something new. Okay? I don't want to be paying for an old weapon that I already have in Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Right? That I've already played with to death in Destiny 2.
I feel like
That would be the most Destiny thing that they add to the game, though. That would mean the spirit of Destiny, paying for the exotic again.
I feel like there's definitely a crowd out there who would see it the other way around, where they would get super fucking hyped if they saw like a Galahorn in the pass or something, you know. But like even then, I agree with you. I feel like new stuff should be in the battle pass.
Hit like a wet noodle.
The thing is, when it comes to reissued stuff, I want to be able to earn it.
Yeah.
Like bad juju.
Like weapons in general, I want to be able to earn it. Like I don't want to have to pay $35 to get freaking Trinity Ghoul.
Right.
And like pay $35 plus whatever else it takes to get the photons and the cores.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
this game already costs so much outside of that. It's frankly, I just find it kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like it's even worse too for people who are strictly coming from Destiny and who haven't played gacha games and haven't seen what those systems are like. It's definitely gives a different perspective on like, oh, okay, so I was paying, you know, $130 for a year's worth of Destiny content and getting tons of cool shit, and here you're expecting me to pay $140 plus to max out one character.
Yeah.
A month.
Like, yeah, and beyond all of that, like, what happens if there's like a new exotic, if there's like a new weapon, and there's no new content to test it on?
Yeah.
Because, like, if there's no new strike, no new gauntlet blitz, no new, like, region or, like, difficult boss or... like, obviously there's going to be more events. We already know there's going to be more events, but events are just... they're temporary.
Filler.
Yeah.
It's filler.
They're the
episode.
in-between.
Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, there's some really, really good events, but... like, if you want to have, like, content that's built to last, like, frankly, I feel like Eclipse, if they just, like, kept it in as a hard mode with, like, increased rewards, that it would have been really, really good.
It's still in the game right now, isn't it? You can
No,
still
it's
play
not.
Eclipse. It's gone
it's
now?
gone.
Okay.
It's gone.
Eclipse is gone.
When did it leave? Because I thought it was still there last time I checked.
The event.
Yeah, when the event ended, they left.
It's gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. When did the event end?
Oh, like Sunday? Sunday, I think, was the last day me and Misery and Unknown were doing those carries.
Okay, all right.
Quote
Yeah,
unquote
that's what we'll
carries.
call that, man.
Yeah, listen.
And, like, that's such a big disappointment because that was, like, probably one of the best experiences I had in Destiny Rise.
Yeah, that's crazy that they would literally just remove their hard mode raid.
Yeah, but also,
that's
like,
crazy.
it's the other question is, like, does it have room to stay? Because nobody's gonna play it if it's not giving rewards.
I would play it for fun.
I mean, obviously, like, we would play it for fun, but the issue then comes down to, like, what's the intrinsic desire to go through it apart from, like, I want to go through it for a challenge. Like, even if it's something as little as, like, oh, you need to do it for a seal or you need to do it for a triumph, like, you do that once and it's, you know, it's over. Like, there's no adapt weapons, there's no
Yeah.
real reason to go into it.
I feel like the same with Grandmaster. Like, I feel like they should make it so maybe there's just higher percentages on rewards or more rewards. Just something to make it worth playing over the regular one. Like, why would I spend, you know, 20 to 30 minutes grinding out matchmaking to get a normal break-in run done when I can just do the regular break-in in like 2 minutes, in like 4 minutes or whatever, and still have that same percent chance to get an exotic.
Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, I mean, like we were kind of like touching on a previous topic. We've kind of gone through pretty much everything, and obviously to summarize, there are a lot of issues with the game, a lot of like major issues that are leading to high player base like churn and drop off. And like we didn't even touch on the smaller things that would be like potential churn points, like glitches in the Triumph system making multiple seals completely unobtainable, and other stuff like just the terrible quality in the Jiangxi Metro storyline. Like, just frankly, I am still astounded at how that made it into the launch patch, that there's still freaking TikTok voices in Haven and in the storyline. Like,
Well, we gotta support OpenAI.
but frankly, like, beyond that, like, beyond those smaller issues that, are still big issues in general that are causing, like, player-based churn, people to, like, not want to play the game. Like, just the simple fact that we are not allowed to, like, grind, and that there's no, like, real incentive to keep playing beyond spending your energy, because, like, progression is pretty much the only content we have right now. That's probably why we've been seeing so much player drop-off, so much viewership drop-off as well. And I think we can all agree that, like, moving forward, the best option would be to go to, like, primarily monetization through cosmetics, primarily, and with, like, some pay-to-progress elements as well, and just allowing players to grind out the game, and, obviously with more game content being...
They need to
added in
pivot the
future.
Duet Night Abyss way.
Well, that was something that I was gonna bring up. So, I'm not sure how many of you I know Oda and I are familiar with Duet Night Abyss. How many of you guys are familiar with it?
Nope.
I'm a bit familiar with what they're doing with getting rid of their gacha system.
Yeah.
Is that GTA thing that you were talking about or whatever?
No, that's Ananta.
That's Ananta.
Ah, okay.
So,
Yeah, this Duet Night Abyss is basically anime Warframe, more or less.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, my attention.
I can pull it up on
Okay,
Steam,
Misery.
actually.
With
Well,
Gunner skins.
Oh, yeah, I'll be
so
there.
so it's anime. Okay, I will preface it is anime. So there's that. However, the main thing is that it used to be a gacha, but it was kind of going like the Destiny route, where you would grind for the weapons and there would be the character banners, but it still had a stamina system. And through their beta tests, the feedback they received, they kind of went like, so these, like, it's very unpopular with our players, like the kind of gacha stuff and the kind of stamina system. And what they did, opening up to their launch stream, they had like 3 little signs that they like showed up. Okay, they started out like, okay, all the characters free. You can grind for the characters. You can get everything free through gameplay. The weapons also free. You can like get the weapons, level them up through gameplay. Stamina free. You can like no stamina. Everything is just playable, unlockable through the game. And they just essentially said that, okay, we're gonna monetize through pay to progress. So like if you want to skip ahead in progression, like you don't want to, I don't know, do 30 clears of something to get the materials for your characters, you can just buy them. And beyond that, like, it's just skins. Skins and cosmetics. And it's a looter shooter type game. It's very Warframe style, giant hordes of enemies.
My question
It's
is,
got a dual narrative perspective too, which is really interesting. But
Yeah.
my question when it comes to the game is that, so like, has this already taken effect? Like, have they already just gotten rid of it, or is this a thing that's
they've
coming?
Yeah.
It's an upcoming game. It's releasing
October 28th.
Yeah, October 28th. Like,
Okay.
near the
Yeah,
end
So
of
we
the-
can't we can't like compare it money wise to Destiny
well,
Rising
yeah,
on that list that came out yet.
Yeah,
No.
obviously we can't compare it like monetarily wise, but I
I
can
don't
say
even know if
straight
it'll
up.
be on Gacha revenue because of them
Well, yeah,
removing
but
the
it's
gacha.
still gonna be on Sensor Tower though. And
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that list I saw
offset
came out like showed Pokemon Pocket on it. So like,
So, yeah, when it comes to that, like, frankly, I feel that move made like put Duet Night Abyss on the map, because like prior to that, it was, you know, somewhat niche. Like there was a player base for it, but it was never going to be like a big game. Like, and the devs kind of realized that, and they made that change. And I mean, it's got a lot more people talking about it. Significant amount more people talking about it.
I feel like it's got some great potential to be able to change a lot of things in the
Oh
gacha
yeah,
space.
100%
Uh,
has.
But
amazing
we are
potential.
gonna have to wait how it looks like after 6 months. Because if it crashes and burns and if it doesn't make any
Yeah.
revenue, then the system's never gonna be tried again. But if
Oh,
it
I
does
think we'll know
succeed,
before 6 months.
then you're gonna
though.
see it
Yeah.
pop up a lot more often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna know real quick. You're gonna know. I would say first month is a good idea.
Yeah, because I mean, well, one of the things about Duet Night Abyss is it's probably not going to have like the same kind of explosive revenue as a lot of gacha games do, because obviously gacha games they kind of operate on like those banner releases, and when they release a banner they get like huge influxes of cash. And you can also see that whenever like there's a rerun patch in a gacha game, or when there's, you know, like less desirable characters.
Yeah,
that
but
the
you don't have to
revenue
look at just
drops because
revenue.
of that.
You could also
Yeah.
look at penetration of the game, and you know, there's a lot more other measurements you could use to
Yeah.
determine its success.
But like, frankly, that move right there put Duet Night Abyss on the map.
Yeah,
For
that's
so
true.
many
That is
people.
true.
Yeah.
That is true.
It's a good PR move for them for sure.
Absolutely. And obviously, you know, we do have to wait and see, because I mean, there are a lot of things that like sound nice on surface, but you know, when you get into the meat of it, there obviously could still be issues. Like, it sounds nice on the surface that we can grind for all of our exotics and grind for all of our mythic weapons in Destiny Rising. But when you get into the meat of it, you realize, oh, I can get like 5 copies of this exotic, but they're all worthless unless I have the cores. and
Right.
photons. Yeah. But I will say, I am very much looking forward to that game, and I'm definitely planning on covering it. Expect some videos on it soon on my channel. So I mean, like, if anybody here is, you know, from that very first
Well, it's not
introduction
just
to it.
It's not just DNA either. Like, Blue Protocol launches next week, and it has pretty much purely cosmetic banners, except for I think there's a banner in Blue Protocol for their version of Echoes or whatever. So creatures or whatever it's called. And then you've got Anata, obviously, is a big one. Like, it's a trend in local gacha right now, like in the gacha scene that's starting to go. So hopefully, you know, hopefully we'll see Destiny Rising take a hint, especially with the way that they're directing their marketing. Duet Night Abyss is going to be awesome. I'm super pumped for it.
I'm super pumped for it too.
I wish I had a little bit more gacha experience to lead into it, but this is basically my only gacha, and I don't think I'd ever play any other ones with how I've seen even this monetization structure. The only reason I've given it a chance is because it's Destiny, and I'm enjoying the gameplay wise, but the monetization wise is not happy with. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, to NetEase's credit, compared to something like Immortal, like this is a fruitcake compared to 400k to be a max whale in that game it's actually crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, I feel like that's about all of our topics that we ran through today. Do you guys want to do like some viewer topics? Like, any of the viewers want to suggest anything, or like?
I think I had some from earlier.
Yeah, we can do that, but I just wanted to quickly get your guys' opinion. I wanted to ask, what is your guys' so far like top favorite thing about the game though? Like, what do you think that like NetEase and Rising has done really well in your opinion?
Let's see. Frankly, I feel like
one.
I love, for me it's probably the social functionality. Seeing the amount of people in Haven, seeing like the chat availability, the clan houses, it's just like a lot of the social features that they've included in Destiny Rising are really nice and pointed more towards that like MMO FPS feel that I wanted from Destiny that we haven't gotten.
social features.
I agree.
Yeah, the social
like,
features are way better than D2.
I mean,
No,
even as something as funny and dumb as fishing, you know what I mean? Like, my chat just knows me as the guy that pulls out a fish mid raid at this point, and like, you know what I mean? Just something as dumb as that coming from the social aspect. I think they hit the nail on the coffin with that.
my personal favorite thing is definitely going to have to be the Calamity Ops. Like, I love both of the end game modes in this game. I love optimizing that stuff. I love like improving runs, and the thing I love a lot is taking off-meta characters into it and seeing exactly how far I can push this stuff.
Mhm. I was gonna ask Agent and anyone else, because we have a lot of kind of like events or I guess what are the activities that are kind of like on a time basis, right? What are your guys' opinion on if they had instead? Because I know at least some people in my chat have talked about they wish that there were game modes where it wasn't necessarily you're rushing for time, but more of a like it's hard enough that like just completing it would
Yeah, I
would
would love to
complete
see
if
more.
that makes sense.
I would love to see more.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I-
think
We
it's
just-
good if they have
more
different
variety.
types of end games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
We
like
need fast
that's-
content and we need speed content.
I feel like that's something that we definitely touched on earlier in the chat when it comes to just having different like survivability or like ad clearing or like speed, like just a variation of end game content.
Mhm.
So, somebody asks, here's a question: how does Destiny Rising pull in a player base outside of the current Destiny player base?
Sorry,
More
can you
Gunnar
say that one
skins.
more time?
How does the Destiny Rising pull in a player base outside of the current Destiny player base? They tried iFerg, Codem, YT, but I've noticed no movement from it.
Yeah, like I think we were talking about this earlier, but I think they have to reach out to more content creators in like even just the gacha game space and stuff. Because I mean, I know
I don't
no,
think I don't think
Sorry,
that
go
going for gacha game players is going to be like the best thing, because this game is really, really difficult, and you can't really like wail around it.
They've already pretty much lost the hyper majority of the gacha audience.
Yeah.
Like
And like,
hybrids
just,
like myself will still stick around, but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
really need to aim for the shooter side.
Yeah, and it's hard for them right now because like their main audience is not in a great standpoint at the moment with how Destiny is. You have a lot of
True.
basically. I feel like their plan was to try to grab the people playing Destiny and pull them into a way to continue playing Destiny while they're on the bus or in their bed or whatever. But they've kind of lost that because the numbers for Destiny 2 are so low right now that they just don't have that audience to pull from.
right.
I'm not the biggest fan of just promoting through content creators that are just going to play it because they're getting paid and then never play it again. That audience might take a look at it, but unless they are going to commit to the game, I don't think there's a ton of value there.
Yeah.
Look at all the
get that 30
Destiny creators
seconds
they
of-
brought in.
Yeah, and but
Yeah.
look what it got us though. You know what I mean?
What
Like,
did they all
I-
say? The same thing. Why did we have this in this mobile game and not in Destiny 2? Why couldn't they
like-
just enjoy it for what it was? You know what I mean?
when it came to Destiny Rising, it for pretty much every single Destiny 2 content creator, it essentially just ended off as a talking point.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's where its relevance ended off.
Yeah,
Like
I-
they
not a big
haven't
deal.
talked about or been like really honest about the current issues with Destiny Rising. I mean, like basically the biggest extent to it is just like, oh, there's like some gacha and it's pay to win.
Right.
Yeah.
Which,
I think a lot
I
of
mean-
people like. Sorry, go ahead.
well, I was just saying, like, frankly, that's just kind of like the tip of the iceberg.
Right, right. I think that like because so many players are coming from like the Destiny aspect and they're like so used to like story-driven content, constant releases and stuff. I think NetEase would have to figure out a way to like whether it's on a seasonal basis or something like that where there's some form of that kind of story, something that constantly has the players engaging and like caring about the like Destiny world. Because at least for me, I remember getting into Destiny, I really cared about the world and like the lore and stuff.
Yeah.
And if NetEase can find a way to balance that where it's not like in your face for the people that want to be able to skip it, but the people that kind of want to get involved with it, know the stories and all these things. You know what I mean? Like having, whether it's like a season, every season there's a new story world coming out and stuff, and people can go through that, or like a new strike, or even like a new raid, or maybe they like repurpose the Eclipse raid and throw up new contest thing. Whatever that may look like. I think having that aspect will keep like a healthy keep a healthy connection for people to wanting to like continue investing time into it.
Yeah, and I feel like they do have like a good inkling of like sprinkles of lore here and there that leave a little bit of intrigue of what could possibly be in the future from like Crota and the Warlords, and there's just a bunch of different stuff that they've definitely touched on that kind of at least gets me excited about like story that they'll have in the future. But it'd be nice if we could like continue to see that at a frequent basis.
Right.
Agreed.
We do have one person saying like talking about maybe like future content, future raids and whatnot, or another one saying like we should probably try to get the servers together in one server instead of split into 4.
Like APAC.
Oh, yeah,
APAC's a
That's a
ghost
good
town
point.
right now. Like
Yeah.
the trip cannot like queue for grandmasters or for shifting gates.
Wow.
But it's also because China hasn't released yet. But
Well, China servers are going to be separate from APAC regardless.
oh, are they?
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, because they're isolated. I forgot.
That's crazy.
But Blaze Crest adds that's the problem. Destiny 2 players came here for a Destiny replacement, but the infrastructure is a gotcha. It can't fill 14-hour-a-day gamer Destiny 2 players.
But that's who they advertise to.
Well,
That's
yeah,
their
exactly.
fault.
That's who they advertise to.
I wish it was otherwise. If they had aimed more towards the gotcha side or tried to keep it even, they could clutch that. But because they're getting the audience they want, now they have to pivot to meet those audiences' expectations. Period. I mean, it's on them. It's not on.
They
Any
got
of
the
these
audience that they asked for, not the audience that they wanted.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's well said. Yeah.
I've got to step away, you guys. I don't
Yeah,
want
I
to
gotta go to
interrupt
work.
you.
And I feel like we're hitting that 2-hour mark.
Yeah, we're past 2 hours.
I do want to
Oh,
do
past
a
hours?
PSA on behalf of May, because apparently I found out this morning, for all of us Estella players out there, your minions will actually body block the Partridge Sky projectiles. So
What? Really?
yeah, apparently this is a thing. So if you see your friendly neighborhood Yolder in there and you're playing Estella, try to keep your minions focused elsewhere. Otherwise, Partridge Sky is not going to do any DPS.
Ugh.
Let's see. So Anonymous asked, I would like to know how viewership is for everyone in terms of Rising content.
Yeah, go ahead on that.
Let me bring up the analytics.
Yeah, I was gonna say my viewership and even just sub count has definitely fallen off in the last like 10 days. It feels like.
Yep.
Yes. Same here.
Like it felt like because I started doing YouTube like 4 weeks ago. I'm completely brand new to this, and it was growing really fast, and I was impressed. But then I think, and from what I can gauge in the room, like it felt like everyone's viewership has kind of tanked within like the last 10 days. And I don't know if it's just that initial hype of the game, has been hit and everyone was checking it out and whatnot, or if people are just kind of getting stale with certain things. But I like we'll see how it continues, but like it would be cool to see whether it's some kind of new just challenge modes or whatnot to like kind of incentivize the community to get excited about a bunch of these things again.
Yeah. Personally, my views may be a little bit different. During launch period, up until about September 11th, I was pulling about 8 to 10k views a day. Since September 11th, I've stayed pretty steady at about 4 to 5k per day, I would say medium. So I like since September 11th, I've dropped about viewership about 50%, but it's stayed pretty steady since September 11th.
Yeah, my spike was actually on September 5th. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone else.
Mine
But,
was
I mean,
the 8th.
Yeah, I don't know why the 5th was so high.
Well, besides the initial release, where's like the biggest spike.
My biggest
think-
spike was like September 6th, 7th.
Yeah,
My
besides
biggest
the
spike was
initial release, I
September
think the 8th is my highest. Yeah,
Yeah.
as well. What happened
it's-
the 8th? Was that the reveal for Stella?
No.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Let me me check.
The 8th?
It might have.
The 8th, yeah.
It still
Uh,
was the 11th.
Yeah. So
No,
was
the
that,
self-release
I think that was
was
the
the
reveal.
Yeah, you're probably
Oh, yeah,
right.
you're
It
right, you're
probably
right.
was somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
season 1 was around the
that
8th.
feet trailer, man, really got him.
That's what it was. We just need every trailer to be like that.
Yeah. So my two biggest spikes, or like my biggest kind of hurdles, was the season 1 launch. That was like the biggest spike, and then I got a bit more like prior to Eclipse, and then it tapered off for a little bit, and then just around September like 22nd ish, that's when it started like really falling, and it's been around like the 7 to 9K mark since then.
yeah, I would say my biggest spikes were both raids, just due to my raid guides. But outside of that, it was not even like the character releases have made like huge spikes.
Yeah.
It seems like most of the interest, at least from my perspective,
Yeah,
views wise, have come from raids.
Yeah, and I think
Well, the
that's
thing is,
just
Post
Sorry, go ahead.
Eclipse, that's when like stuff started falling hard.
well, yeah, because I mean, this is Destiny is that kind of game everyone knows for raiding and stuff. So once there's no big raid or challenge mode type vibe, a lot of those core Destiny viewers may be a little less interested.
Yep, agreed. All right, I gotta run, boys.
Yep.
Yo,
Alright,
Misery.
Well,
See ya.
Love you.
Feel free to
it's
shout
good
yourself
to
out before you
start
leave.
Wrapping up, regardless. So,
Yeah.
yep. Links to all of these guys' channel in the description of my video. Definitely check them out if you liked any of their takes.
Same here. Check below.
It's not on the Twitch stream, but it is on the YouTube stream. So if you want to check out any of these guys, like their YouTubes in my YouTube description. But I'm pretty sure most of you guys stream on Twitch as well. So
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Alright, cool.
I thought it was weird when I saw you not on Twitch. I was like, what the hell?
yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks again. See you later.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
I'm signing off the stream.
Later.
All right, you have a good one.
Later.